What's up, tricksters and tricksetas? We have another tier 3 sub VOD review at our hands right here. So today we are reviewing the Gold 3 Jett main on Bind. He's going by the name Sand Dude, and today we're gonna see like what can Sand Dude do a bit better to actually reach, you know, higher elo lobbies that are not that high, because everyone in this game is mentally broken. Now, what starts at 117? Okay, thank you. Not play as much this act. A review of last act might be more helpful. Okay, we'll do that. I have recently started to main Jett, other than Omen and Reyna as sides. I'm aiming to become an immortal player. Listen, even if you don't have both hands, both legs, you can reach immortal in this game. Like, literally, I think I can take my grandma like right now, coach her for like 1 year, and she can get minimum immortal at 70 years of age. Like, basically, what type of, like, the difference between the players in this game is very minimal. Like, you just need to improve yourself incrementally every single day, and you will reach your goal. No problemo. Now, issues. I struggle with having an impact in every round, as well as knowing where to go, position myself. Bind is also my lowest win rate map this act, and I'm not sure why. Listen, like, first of all, when it comes to the impact, like, you know, one of the biggest enemies, you know, when it comes to, like, players' impact, I mean, one of the biggest problem when it comes to the player's impact in ranked solo queue is basically the gun versatility. You know, I see a lot of the players, like, you guys are playing, I don't know, you're playing Jett and Omen for an example, and in eco rounds you're playing, like, Sheriff and Ghost. Okay, I mean, it's easier for you to take the kills with the Shorty and Bucky. You know, take the guns from the enemies, maybe win the round, you know, trade yourself for the kills. Then I see a Jett player that never uses the operator. I mean, generally speaking, like, with every agent, you should be mastering and using operator when you see an opportunity to abuse it. Then I see, like, I don't know, you're playing Lotus, Ascent Haven. There's a chance for you to spam the enemies with the Odin to get some free kills. Okay, I mean, like, why don't you do that? So gun versatility is very important if you want to be an impactful player. But of course, like, you know, your playstyle and how you actually play the game, how you basically path with your teammates, what type of shit you do on the map matters a lot. When it comes to positioning, like, and where to go, I mean, you're playing Jett, and in my ranked playbook for Jett, I have fully covered every single map, every single position on every map, every single execute, every single retake, every single post plant, every single pathing. So, I mean, the easiest solution for you is just take a look at a ranked playbook, watch every single video on every single map, take the notes for yourself, and day by day, try to apply everything as you're playing different maps in Valorant. You know, try to hold the different angles, try to see how you can get better at pathing through different positions, do some custom server practice, you know, like for 15-20 minutes per day, you'll be totally fine. When it comes to the bind, and, you know, when it comes to the win rate on a specific map, listen, when you're looking at your trackers, you know, you're observing your tracker.gg, like, win rate on a map doesn't really tell you whether or not you play a specific map, you know, good or bad. Because your win rate can easily be determined by what type of mentally retarded, disabled teammates you're gonna get in a specific act. You know, like when I was doing Chamber to Radiant, I played 70 matches on Lotus. Out of these 70 matches, 14 matches were simply unwinnable. Like, there's nothing that you can do. Like, we lose the first 4 rounds, my teammates want to surrender, and that's it. I remember it clearly because, like, it was fucking pain, and it was very recent. But on the other hand, on Ascent, we had like 80% win rate, and we always had, you know, fairly decent teammates. When you're deciding whether or not you're shit on a specific map, you're just looking at your performance. You know, your KD, KST, ADR, your overall, like, tracker score on a specific map, like, like, win rate doesn't really determine if a certain map is bad or good for you, like, so to say. My crosshair placement is... My crosshair placement is something I need to fix, but I don't know how. There's like 10 different routines that you can do for crosshair placement. From tracking the elements on the wall, you know, every single box, every single like line on the wall in Valorant can tell you where your crosshair should be, to some in-game practices, deathmatch, training, like, I mean, if you truly have a problem with crosshair placement, I'm just gonna recommend you one training, and we're gonna fix that problem. No problemo. I struggle heavily with retakes on defense. But first of all, when it comes to retakes, like, it's very important what type of pathing you choose on every map and in every scenario. Like, this is a very general question. I did cover in my ranked playbook for Jett, like, every single retake, you know, that you should do. But still, every retake is different. You know, you're not fighting the same enemies, you're not fighting the same utility. Like, on retakes, it's really important, like, how you path, which teammates you prioritize playing with, through which positions you prioritize going, and also tracking, you know, what type of abilities you have, what type of abilities enemies have. Like, it's not really simple. Like, there's no general rule that can help you with playing retakes. You know, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a retake minister. I have a decent knowledge of how Jett executes look like and where to go, but I rarely can do them successfully. A lot of rounds I die a meaningless death. That you know, that shit just comes down to practice. Like, that's just a mechanical stuff. You know, if you know exactly how a Jett execute should look like, what is a good, bad, and optimal execute and utility usage, it's just a matter of practice. Like, you know, whenever you're mastering some agent, you need to spend at least 300 to 500 hours with that agent in order to truly call that agent your main character. You cannot call I don't know, Cypher your main. You play like 50 hours of Cypher. Maybe you learned like all of the setups and all of the shit like that, but you didn't test those setups against and with different type of teammates and enemies. You didn't test these setups in different types of scenarios, and you didn't play enough scenarios to have a good adaptiveness and good understanding, like how to adapt those setups to different scenarios, essentially. Like, you know, I mean, I highly doubt, like, as a gold player, that you have a decent knowledge how Jett execute should look like, you know, in every single scenario and on every single map. We're not gonna cope there, but there's just mechanical stuff, you know, like, it can't, you just spend like 15, 20, 30 minutes every single day in a custom server developing the feeling for your utility usage, pathing, executes, retakes, you know, where the smoke should go, where should you dash, shit like that. Like, that is very easy to fix, you know. You fix it as you're playing the game at the end of the day. Like, what is harder to fix is, like, you not understanding, or you don't know what the fuck is a good Jett execute. Like, I don't know, you're playing Ascent, and my dude is like updraft dashing on top of this box. That would be crazy shit to see, you know, for an example. Now, in this VOD, there are some obvious mistakes that I can see for myself, wasting utility, but to be honest, I don't know what all of my problems even are, and would appreciate a guidance here. Okay. I mean, that's the purpose of the VOD review. Okay, we'll see what he can do a bit better. But before that, let's see the Trakeru, baby. Okay, so he actually reached Platinum 1. So this is not actually a Gold 3 VOD review. It's a Platinum 1 VOD review. To be honest, like, you just recently started playing the game. I mean, like, yes, you started playing the game in episode 4, Act 3. But you played like, what, like? You played like around 100 hours in total. From Act 3, Episode 4 to Episode 8, Act 2. Like, all of the playtime that you had here is just, I mean, not enough to see any significant improvements. And also, like, I mean, one of the worst things that you can do in Valorant is, like, one act, you play the game, other act, you don't play the game, or you play And then in another act, you play like 3 hours, and then you're back to the bronze again. Like, you know, Valorant is consistently tanking your rank down. Like your MMR in this. So listen here. So you go to gold 1, and your MMR here is still gold 1. But the problem is, like, in this act you played nothing. In this act you played 3 hours, and then this episode you started in fucking bronze, because Valorant is consistently reducing your rank as the new, you know, in every act 1 of every episode. Like, if you don't have time to play Valorant, if you don't have time to play at least like 30 to 40 hours of Valorant in an act, don't play. Don't play it. Like, I don't know, play it on your secondary account, like some alt account, some Smurf account, like whatever the hell you have, like, essentially. And always remember, like, the minimal, optimal amount of games that you need to play in order to see some improvements, or to say that your hard stack in Valorant is 3 matches per day. If you're not playing 3 matches per day every single day, so that is like 90 matches per month, 180 matches in an act, you cannot tell that you're hard stack or that you have some problems, or, you know, that you're not ranking up. It's not enough. Like I mean, 30 hours is nothing. Like, that's like what? Maybe like 45 matches, 40 games, maybe 50 maximum. And that's like in 2 months. I mean, you really need to be an exceptional player in order with this playtime to actually get better. Because you're lacking consistency. You're lacking, like, you know, you're not in the game. You're not present in the game. Like, you see here, like, this reflects the best. Like, basically, in Valorant, yes, quality is very important. But quality is important once you understand, you know, what you should do in a game of Valorant. Like, once you understand what is good, bad, and optimal. Once you learn everything. Like, for example, if you reach, like, let's say, Immortal, and you're already a well-developed player that can contest Radiant players, it's better for you to play, like, 2, 3, 4 matches per day. And it's gonna be easier for you to reach Radiant like that, instead of spamming the game, you know, spamming 15 matches per day, like, trying to reach Radiant. But in this elo, like, you know, quantity is also very important. Like, I mean, in episode 8, Act 3, you played 172 hours of Valorant. Like, that's like around 250, 300 matches, like something like that. That's crazy, man. You know? And you see, like, instantly went from bronze 2 to platinum 1. Easy. Easy. But, you know, and also, like, every single, you know, as the time is passing, Valorant is becoming more and more like grindy type of game. Like, okay, I mean, you can reach Immortal 3 with a relatively, like, low playtime. But if you want to get Radiant, I don't know, man, like, there are some acts where the playtime is simply going to decide whether or not you're going to see some improvements in terms of your rank. So, if you truly want to grind this game, you truly want to get better, and reach Immortal, you need to play more. Like, this is just not enough, man. Like, consistency is mega important, playtime is mega important, everything is important. If you want to, you know, get to Radiant, Immortal, whatever is your goal. Like, basically, you know, after this VOD review, and if you do the training that I'm gonna share with you, and if we nail the training, and if you find your problems, like, you can easily get Immortal until the end of this year. But you will need to play at least, like, I don't know, 90 hours, 80 hours, this act. Next act around 160, 150, and the act after that again, you know, like, it needs to be around 100 or something. Like, it's fucking competitive video game that has rank resets, so good luck if you're not playing, essentially. Okay, let's look at the last act. I mean, he didn't even play this one. Yeah, I mean, like, this is good, bro. That's actually not bad. It's a bit concerning, to be honest, that with this ADR and this KD, you only have like 52.3% win rate in 306 matches. I think you could have done a much better job. Because, like, 160 ADR in a Platinum 1 elo, that's more than good. Like, that's, you know, some Smurfs have that type of ADR in Platinum. Like, you know, an average Immortal Smurf would have, like, Immortal 1 Smurf would have, like, 160. Like, that's good. That's really nice, to be honest. 116 KD is more than enough to carry the games all the way up to, you know, if you're able to have that KD in Platinum 1, you should be able to carry the games even in Diamond elo, essentially. One concerning thing is definitely your mechanical stats, such as, for an example, overall headshot percentage. Even though this doesn't matter at all, still, like, having a 15.7 headshot percentage, overall headshot percentage, and 23% on Vandal, that's a bit like, you know, not that good. Not that, like, you're suboptimal, essentially. You know, optimal average headshot percentage on Vandal is between 25 and 30%. If you're able to have 25-30%, okay. I mean, you can win the matches. Like, Vandal is not the only weapon that you should use in this game. Like, we can get easy kills with Outlaw body shots, with Operator, Judge, Stinger, that type of shit, but still, you're below that threshold. Then, like, overall headshot percentage can be affected by your Operator, Outlaw, Odin, and other shit, but still, 15.7 is, like, you know, below the threshold again. Like, average headshot percentage should be like 18 to 20% if you want to carry, you know, if you actually want to contest enemies in a 1v1 duels in a specific rank. Now, I mean, your KST is almost optimal, you know? Like, optimal KST is around 74-75%. So I really don't know, like, I mean, you played a lot of games. A lot of your stats are really nice for a Platinum 1 player. And I don't know why we only Platinum 1. Based on this tracker, like, nothing really pokes my eyes out. Except your mechanics, but that doesn't matter in this elo. Like, in this elo, you can just carry with a Judge, Operator, Odin, Outlaw. Like, there's so many different playstyles you can implement it, within your gameplay to easily carry the matches in Platinum, Diamond, Ascendant. I mean, every elo below Immortal 3. Now, one thing, clutch percentage is suboptimal. Like, basically, you know, your clutch percentage should be at least 4% to 6%. So you can definitely observe a bit more how you play, like, your 1v1 and 1v2 scenarios. Like, 60% of your 1v1s and 1v2s you need to win if you want to actually control the outcome of your matches in Valorant. Like, how, and also in this elo, players are making enormous amount of mistakes when they're 1v1 or 1v2. I mean, when they're 1v1 and 2v1. Like, you can easily abuse these mistakes to actually win these situations. Like, when I'm coaching players below Ascendant 1, I heavily focus on how to actually close out the rounds and how to play these 1v1 and 1v2 scenarios to perfection. Like, if you're not able to win these scenarios 60% of the times, that's not gonna be nice, you know, it's not gonna be good for your grind. When it comes to the last stats, we have like 686. So basically, listen here. In elo, in every rank below Immortal 3, remember one rule. You value your own life over the life of your teammates. You want to be in control of the outcome of your rounds. And one of your main goals in the first round and in every full buy round is to stay alive as much as possible and to simply fight together with your allies. Like, to some degree, we can say that nothing else matters. Like, it doesn't matter how many kills you take. It doesn't matter how many first bloods you take. It doesn't matter how many strategies you abuse. Like, if you're not alive to control the outcome of your rounds, especially in low elo, from Iron 1 to Diamond 3, only God can help you to win those matches. Because in this elo, you can easily take 4 kills. 4 kills. Your teammates are left and you die. Your teammates are left 1v4, 4v1. They can lose that round. There is a solid 20% of chances that your teammates are going to lose that round. So if you're not alive to compensate the mistakes of your allies, good luck. Like, just good luck. Like, basically, a good ratio... So, you have like 700 last deaths. A good ratio of last deaths is essentially having at least like 4 last deaths for every single match that you play. So 4 rounds were within your control. And you were able to learn something new. And you were the one that actually lost or won the match. So basically in 306 games, there should be like, this should be this number. So probably what we can do in your gameplay is reduce your deaths by like 20% so that you're more alive to help your teammates. And that's it. To actually win the rounds. I'm playing Jett, I need to dash in. Okay. Yes, you're playing Jett. You need to dash in. You need to take more duels. Let's try to take the smart duels. Let's only take the duels that we need to take. When we are executing bomb sites, your job is not to go in and pick the first fucking fight that you see. Your job as a Jett player is to give me the fucking space so I can enter the bomb site with you. That's your only job. I don't care how many kills you take. I don't care, like, if you're gonna kill, like, 5 enemies on the bomb site. I just want you to stay alive and give me the space. So you, for example, we're playing Bind. You just doing this. So you dash here and you stay there. But that's it. That's all I need. So I don't need to worry about enemies at this angle. So we use a smoke, dash, and we end in this position. Wait for your teammates to pick a first fight. And then fight together with your teammates. Like, every single time in Valorant, where you die alone, that's probably you could have done something better. Like when you pick a 50-50 fight. Maybe we didn't need to pick up... Maybe we could have created that fight to work in our favor. Or maybe we could have picked that fight together with our teammates. Without picking it fucking alone. You know? Like today we played our match like with on Icebox, like with a insane Jett player. Like the guy, is here, and I'm running with this baguette agent. I cannot help her. There's nothing I can, like, I'm not fast as you are. I don't have a dash ability. I don't have smoke. I don't have nothing. I have a teleport, bro. Chill a bit. Like, it's very important when you're playing Jett to path with your teammates. To pick smart fights. To pick only the fights that you need to fight. And to create the fights to work in your favor. Like, you want to fight 70-30 and 90-10 gunfights. You almost never want to fight 50-50 fights. Or the 50-50 fight should be the dead last fight that you fight at that moment of time. Now, let's open the notepad and let's discuss this topic. Because, a lot of you guys asked me, today you asked me this question, like, what is the difference between the fights? So, which different gunfights in Valorant. So, at number 1 spot, we have 90-10 gunfights. Like, 90-10 gunfights are the gunfights where you're only fighting for information. So, in a 90-10 fight, like, when you're holding the angles in a 90-10 way, or you're fighting in the 90-10 fights, this is something that I don't really... fuck me in the ass, man. I cannot talk about this. Okay, so what is a 90-10 fight? 90-10 fight is a fight where you have only 10% of chances to kill an enemy, and enemies have 10% of chances to actually, like, kill you. And we have basically 90% of chances to survive the fight. Those are usually the fights where you're mainly fighting for the information. Like you're holding angles in a way and engaging enemies in a way where we're just mainly fighting for information, and that's it. Now, we have 70-30 fights. Those are the gunfights that you want to fight the most in Valorant. Like before you pick a 50-50 gunfight, you want to fight at least 3 or 4 70-30 fights. So what are the 70-30 fights? You're fighting together with your teammates. You are abusing some kind of a strategy, setup, utility usage to outplay the enemies. You are holding angles, off angles and uncommon positions where you can easily escape without committing to the gunfights with the enemies. So not one and done angles. You know, like for example on Bind, holding the top of the truck here on the edge, going for only 1 bullet or 3 bullets, and then dropping down with a knife out. That's a 70-30 fight. Like your chances of dying there is like around below like 30%. And your chances of taking a kill is also like 30 to 40%. Holding angles as tight as your reaction time allows you. 70-30 fight. Like you have around 30% of chances to kill an enemy and 30% of chances to die. Then like a 70-30 fight would be a fight where you get the point. Like every single fight where you can kind of like have some kind of an escape route where you don't need to commit to that fight and where you can fight with your teammates and with utility. And these type of gunfights, we're not really picking to definitely get a kill. Like these fights we pick we're potentially getting a kill and dealing effective damage that we can use later to finish off our enemies. So essentially, like, you know, in Valorant, these are the gunfights that you want to prioritize most of the time, in most of the rounds. Of course, in eco rounds, you need to play a bit more as a kamikaze, but in 80% of the rounds that you play, your first, second, and third fight should most of the time be a 70-30 gunfight. Like where you're potentially trying to get a kill, revealing the enemies, and dealing some effective damage that we can use later to finish off our enemies. Or that our teammates can use to finish off that enemy. And then we have 50-50 fights, which should be the dead last fights that we fight during a round. Like this should never be your first fight. Like basically what is a 50-50 fight? You swing an enemy, or you're holding an angle where there's nowhere to run. We're not abusing any strategy, any setup, any utility. Like you just swing, or you're holding a, you know, some kind of a one and done angle where you cannot escape. And you pray to God that your mechanical skill is gonna be better than that enemy's. And also you pray to God that you're not gonna get desynced, that the bullets are actually gonna fly where they should fucking fly. But in this game, like, I mean, the netcode is like a fucking spaghetti code from Riot Games. Like, these type of fights, like, should never be the first fights for you. Even the second fight. Like, for example, if you're playing Jett, I see a lot of the Jett players, like, you guys feel mega pressured to, like, take some kind of a gunfight immediately. Like, I see the players, you know, smoke dash here. So, Jett is here. Her teammates are here. Wait a bit. Don't swing in the lamps immediately. Don't go alone. Tell Sky, brother, can I get a flash in the lamps? Push together with your teammates. I don't know, wait for your teammates to push in. Wait for your teammates to get some contact, and then swing. Like, by you just sitting here, you're already applying enormous amount of pressure onto the enemies. And you're allowing me to have easier time to go out onto the bomb site. Like, your fight cannot be this. Going alone in the lamps and taking a 50-50 there. Like, your fight should be like, you know, wait for your teammates. Wait for your teammates to maybe use some kind of a flash boom or something in the lamps, and then fight together with your teammates. Done. For an example. Okay. That's it when it comes to the fights in Valorant. Let's see the... something else. Okay. Okay. I mean, like, you're definitely much better on defender's side than attack. On both defense and attack, you're like, KST is like, you know, almost optimal. But on defense, you definitely play more than on attack. But you said that you have problems with the crosshair placement, pathing, and positioning, so if those are your problems, then it's understandable why you suffer so much on the attack. I mean, generally speaking, in Valorant, like, most of the, you know, games that you win or lose, you win and lose them on a defender's side. Based on how many rounds you win on defense, depends if you're gonna win a match. So having a strong defense is very important, because on defense you can always control the outcome of the rounds and predict where the enemies are gonna go, and you can kind of control whether or not you should play retake, I mean, how we want to outplay the enemies. On attack, it's really hard to coordinate like random teammates and to tell them exactly what to do. Now, like, you know, if I was you, I would definitely focus for the next 3 or 4 weeks only on my attacker's side. Like, how can I path better on the attack? How can I have better timings to execute a site? How can I do better utility usage? Like, you know, smoke, dash, updrift. How can my utility usage be more effective, essentially? So, because, like, I don't know, like, you have amazing, I mean, not amazing, but a really strong defender side, like, with 53% round, 52.5. Okay, I mean, like, it's kind of equal, to be honest. Like, it's not equal. Like, it's not equal. Like, 3% is a lot, actually, in terms of statistics. Invite him in just a second. Dagger. I didn't see that guy in a long time. Okay, guys. Now, so my dude is a Jett main. He says that he is also playing Omen and Reyna, which we can see here, obviously. This is fucking interesting. Like, with Omen, he has a higher win rate than with the Jett. I mean, he did play more games on Jett. You know, maybe some of these matches were, like, a bit unlucky. And when you install the Jett, like, you don't really get the best team compositions ever. But, I don't know, like, you know, listen here. What I would recommend you is to I mean, Jett is still good. Like, Jett is still, like, an S-tier agent in Valorant and an amazing character to carry the games. But you're finding a lot of success, like, on static duelist as well. And Omen. Omen is really surprising because in this hero where you're right now, if you play Omen on a really high level, it is so easy to carry the games. Like, if you already understand how to play Omen, I would just run it down with Omen. Fuck the Jett. You know? Your Reyna is also nice, and Chamber and Phoenix as well. Like, even though you didn't play that many games, but still. Why not? And also, one thing that I would recommend you, if you already enjoy playing Reyna, I'd rather just, you know, play ISO right now. You know? I know that last act ISO was not buffed and it got buffed in the middle of June. But now, personally, I would never pick, like, Reyna over the ISO. That shield is still... shield is still very broken. The paranoia is really nice in eco rounds and halberd rounds, the debuff. Ultimate is now strong because you can enter it with a shield. And only the wall is a bit useless, to be honest. But sure, I don't know. Like, if I was you, I would mainly focus on mastering the Omen. Because with Omen, like, I like this performance, man. Like this is much better than... Like, even though you have a lower KD with Omen, like, with Omen, it is much easier to control the outcome of the rounds in some scenarios. You know, with the Jett, you can end up without the dash, without 2 smokes, without the updrift, in a 1v1 or 1v2 scenario, and then you're just relying on your mechanical skill. But with Omen, your smokes are always recharging, then, you know, a lot of the times you're gonna end up with maybe a one-shrouded step or ultimate to do some kind of an outplay, so why not? Why not? Let's see that, like, just a second. Let's talk about that. What should you main on different maps? Abyss, Sunset, Haven, Ascent, Lotus, Icebox, and what's left? Bind. I cannot believe that this is the map rotation in which I live right now, bro. Like, this is out of my fucking mind, man. Like, there's no fucking way this is my map rotation in this act. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's go to the maps. So listen, this is based purely on what I've seen thus far from your stats and based on what you've said. Like, I don't know currently if this is the best solution for you, but you can try it out, essentially. On Icebox, I personally feel that okay, you played a very low amount of games on Chamber, but on Chamber you had a really strong performance in that low amount of matches that you played. Maybe what you can do on Icebox, Jett and Chamber main, then we can pick like Reyna as some kind of a flex pick if you really want to play Reyna or Iso. I don't know, I would personally play Iso instead of Reyna. Try it out. And I'll pick Omen as a fill, because, like, I don't know, you already have a strong performance on Reyna. Maybe you can just pick up the Iso and destroy the players even more in this elo and on this map. Haven. On Haven, there's no way I would ever touch any of these agents here. Like, Jett should be your main pick. Omen, flex, and Chamber, fill. Fuck the Reyna, fuck the Iso, just, you know. Let's not joke around. You're playing in Platinum 1, man. Sunset. On Sunset, I mean, you were not really finding that much success with Jett, but, I mean, you can always fix your gameplay, and you can always, like, do better. But on Sunset, I don't know, man. Like, these static agents are not that good, because if enemies have, like, 1 sentinel, 2 sentinels, like, attacker side, can be really, really hard with Reyna and Iso. Like, I was still running down with Jett and Omen as my main characters. I would go with Reyna and Iso as some kind of a flex, and Chamber some kind of a fill sentinel. Fuck it, like, anyways, you're playing in low elo. They don't need a cipher, man. You don't need anything down there, to be honest. Just carry the games. On Lotus, you played Jett and Omen, and a bit of low success rate. The problem on Lotus is that in this elo, on Lotus, it is kind of really, really easy to carry the games with Gecko. Like, Gecko has so many things you can do on Lotus, and when you're playing from Iron 1 to Ascendant 1, that basically it's really easy to like carry the matches with that agent, because players' mechanical skill is all over the place, and they don't react on your utility fast enough. Like, based on your picks and agents that you're kind of maining and playing, I mean, on Lotus, I would just play Jett and Omen as the main agents. Reyna and Iso again as some kind of a fill, but I would definitely give maybe a Gecko a try on this map. Same as on Sunset as well. Because like Gecko in this elo can be mega powerful. And it can be a solution for you to, you know, get to Ascendant 1 a bit faster. Then on Bind, I mean, like, we're not gonna troll here, you know? Like on Bind, Omen, just play master the Omen and that's it. Like, fuck the Reyna, fuck the Iso, just, you know. You either play Omen or Jett. And that's it. And maybe, you know, if you need to fill an initiator, like, pick up the Gecko and run it down, bro. But, you know, who is insta-locking Omen on Bind? I never saw that in my life. So, like, pick up the Omen, destroy those idiots. I fully covered the Omen rank playbook on my Discord server for Bind. 70% win rate guaranteed. Okay, don't hold me. It still depends what type of demons you get, but at least you're gonna perform good. And let's talk about that, actually. Let's see your performance on Bind. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you do underperform on Bind compared to other maps. It's not only your teammates. Almost every single stat is much lower than on any other map. That's actually true. And on Ascent, personally, like, once again, I would never play a static like duelist. I would always go with either Jett, Omen, or maybe Chamber. Chamber is not bad, like, if you play him like I've explained in my previous YouTube video. And on Abyss, I mean, like, I would just run it down with... To be honest, like, on Abyss, in this elo, probably the duelist would work the best, you know. Like, going with a Jett and Chamber as main agents, Reyna and Iso as a flex pick, and Omen and Gecko as some kind of a fill. Omen and Gecko as some kind of a fill. On Haven, I don't know, man. Like, I would never play Iso and Reyna. Fuck that shit, bro. Just Jett, Omen, Chamber. That's it. Like, maybe, you know, you can do Chamber, Gecko, Fill, Ascent, Jett, Omen, Chamber, maybe Gecko, Fill, Lotus, Jett, Omen, Reyna, Iso, Chamber, Gecko, Jett, Chamber, Reyna, Iso, Omen, and Bind, Omen, Jett, Gecko. So listen, you know, try to put some more time into these agents. I don't know, based on your stats, like, you know, Jett suits you. Like, it's not that Jett is a bad agent for you. But when it comes to Bind specifically, I think that, you know, in this elo, it is just much easier to carry the Bind games with Omen than any other agent in the game. Like, literally, the character is, you know, there's so many things you can do on Bind with Omen. Like, if on Split we have, like, let's say 30 strategies for Omen, on Bind we have like 60 minimum, bro. So, like, give Omen a fair chance and try to do that instead. Try to follow this for the next, like, until episode 9, act 3. And see how this works for you. I don't know, I would definitely put a Chamber somewhere there. Because on Chamber you had some really strong scores and win rate, even though he played only like 10, 12 matches, whatever. But, and I would give a Gecko a chance on some of the maps, especially Lotus and Sunset. Because he's very powerful on these two maps, and in this elo, it might be an easy solution to carry the games. And now, obviously, the final problem. Your loadouts. First of all, like, I mean, your impact in most of your rounds is actually good. I don't know. Like, your stats in full by rounds, pistols, semis, like, all of these stats are telling me, like, okay, this player is easily able to get at least Ascendant 1, minimum, in the next 2 to 3 months. If you invest the same amount of time that you invested in the episode 8, Act 3. Like, with these stats, I really don't see many problems, you know, like eco rounds, yes, they can be a bit better, but 0.96 KD is absolutely fine. And I mean, yeah, like, your weapon versatility can be a lot better. I mean, you have like 2,800 kills on Vandal in this elo. Like, that's really like, you know, put the Outlaw a bit higher. Put the Operator, you know, actually, you're using Op quite a lot. Like, Op is good. Put the Outlaw a bit higher, you know. Implement a bit of Odin on Lotus, Ascent, Haven, like paper. Like, maps are made out of paper. Enemies, like, you notice that, you know, 3 or 4 enemies have less than 3,800 credits. Buy the Outlaw, you know, go for easy body shots, win the round. Then, like, Stinger, one of the best, like, you know, Halberd weapons that you should be using with the Omen and Jett, like, and also anti-eco weapons on some of the maps, especially at attacker side. Shorty should be a lot higher, like, that should be your main secondary weapon. And definitely you can utilize it more to trade yourself for kills and to, you know, escape some otherwise unescapable situations. But, you know, one thing that I'm really satisfied with is the op usage. And it's not that bad, to be honest, like 0.8 kills per round. Yes, it can be better, but okay, I mean, like, whatever. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Not too bad. I don't know. Like, I really don't think that we should have done this VOD review now, because you're not stuck. But okay, I mean, like, coaching and VOD reviews are not only beneficial when you're fucking stuck. Like, let's see what problems you have and how you can fix them faster. You know, we're just cutting down the time of your improvement. Instead of you playing another 170 hours, let's play maybe 60 hours to get, you know, Ascendant 1. Okay, so our focus in today's VOD review is gonna be like primarily your attacker side with Jett, what you can do better during your executes, how you can improve your utility usage, how you can play bind better, because on bind you definitely you suck. Like, it's not a map for you. Even though I would recommend you to try maybe Omen a bit more on that map. And we're gonna see if there's some kind of a training, some kind of coaching videos, some kind of a private content that's gonna help you with your improvement. So let's dive into the VOD review. Okay, now is the time for the VOD review. So we have bind. Let's first talk about the bind a bit. Like, essentially it is a slow rotation map where you need to really think hard whether or not you should rotate. And basically, before you rotate on a defender side, you need to ask yourself a lot of the questions. Like, for an example, how enemies usually like to push, like, what type of pattern they've used, like, what is yours economy, enemy's economy, how much you can trust your teammates, all of that good questions. TLDR, B site is your default site, #1 priority. A site is your secondary priority. Whenever you're not certain, you know, where the enemies are gonna go, prioritize B site a bit more than A site, because B site is hell of a time for the retake. Very claustrophobic bomb site with very narrow openings, and essentially, like, once you lose the B site, even taking the CT control is a hard task. Not only not to mention, like, going out on the site and, you know, actually retaking the site. Like, enemies need to be mega bad to mess up the post plant on the B set of bind. So that's why in the first round, on a defender side of bind, you're always playing A site, and then in a second round, once again, you're always playing B site, and the only time when you should play A site in a second round, if the enemies ended up on B in the first round and you completely F them up. And that's the pattern of positioning that I kinda use on bind, and that has been proven to work, essentially, you know, like, because it makes more sense, essentially. And statistically, it makes more sense as well. Now, in the first round with Jett, I mean, you can do a lot of different stuff, to be honest. Like, well, let's first get in bind. Like, who was the VCT player in the last match? Starkso. He won the... Did he won the Masters with Ascend, right? The first ever Masters tournament. He's that guy, right? Pew 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 pew. Okay, below that. So,
take them out while they're busy with me. My ult's ready.
30 seconds left.
first round of bind with bind with Jett. So there's a lot of things you can do. First thing that we can do the classic pistol shorty strategy. So you buy a classic shorty light shield, drop the classic, pick up the shorty when the round starts. But when you're using this strategy in the first round, you really want to have one teammate that is there for you, and essentially like that is jiggle peeking this corner and baiting the enemies. Like when you're playing this strat with Jett, you need someone to provide a bait for you. Or what you can do is like you can jiggle peek this angle with a classic pistol, bait the enemies to come into the window, and then as they're coming, activate the dash ability, pick up the shorty, bop, take a kill, pick up the classic, and go back to help your teammates on site. Also, I mean, you can quite simply just buy a classic light shield, 2 smokes. You can buy a ghost with a smoke. You can buy a sheriff and just hold a tight pixel angle and isolate as many like long-range duels as possible before you commit yourself to a 50-50 duel. Like, there's so many things you can do on bind, like with the Jett. My personal favorite is a classic pistol shorty strategy. But if that is not working for you, do whatever, tingles your balls. So, let's see what our friend Sand Dude is gonna say. Oh, we are playing classic shorty, okay. But
Omen.
I don't know, like Omen is baiting. Okay. That's good. So we have a bait. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, sir. Now listen, I personally don't play in this angle here these days, especially not against the Raze or someone with Molotov abilities. Like this corner usually get boom botted and naded. Like if you get stuck here, you're gonna be forced to peek enemies in some kind of a fight. And if enemies are spamming you with utility, when you play on the left side of window, right here, I mean, even if the enemies scout you or they drop some kind of a utility, you don't need to peek. You can just pick up the classic pistol, go back on the site and play passively. It's fine, absolutely fine.
Hey.
That smoke is terrible, man. I understand they're probably duo Q, or something like that, but that's not a cubby position smoke. That's a terrible smoke, Now, instant mistake. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I'm gonna repeat this in my life, but your crosshair should always be on the most probable angle from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time. The most probable angle right now is not CT. It is either window or B long. Why do we do this? Like, yes, chances for an enemy to be in long or hookah right now is below 5%. But why risking it? Keep it as a good habit. Because maybe, you're rotating like this and you see the cipher there. Maybe you don't need to commit to the fight. Maybe you can jump and then reposition somehow magically and take a better fight. Or maybe, as you're doing this, you're gonna see the tip of the ghost. The other ghost from the cipher. And you got the information that the guy's lurking. You never know. Valorant is really a game of timings. There's a lot of luck factor involved as well, so take everything that this world of Valorant offers you, basically.
They headshot me through the wall.
Classic American Neon player. And his name is Boogie.
Swing on me.
Okay, here, I mean, like, listen, when enemies reveal their position, one of the worst things that you can do is statically holding that position and waiting for the enemies to peek you. You know, in Valorant, we have 3 game mechanics. We have peeker's advantage, angle perception advantage, and raw angle advantage. Like, essentially, you want to make sure that all of these advantages, game mechanics, are either working in your favor or they're not working in anyone's favor when you're taking the gunfights with the enemies. Like, if I'm rotating here and, you know, that Raze or whoever spots me, I'm not gonna stand in the same spot and try to predict his peak. Why would I do that? I would be maybe jiggle peeking that angle or positioning on another angle to F up his crosshair placement and then slowly move in, you know, with my omen and push. But I'm never gonna, like, stand in one spot and try to predict the exact moment of time when that guy is gonna jiggle peek. But that's stupid, bro. Here.
Swing on me.
Let's talk about this. Like, in this range, yes, you can spam your classic pistol. It is absolutely fine. But generally speaking, like, when you notice that you've hit an enemy with 1 or 2 bullets of a classic pistol, gamble the right click. Why not? I mean, like, you will have the absolutely highest chances of killing that enemy. Not the highest chances, but it's okay gamble. Especially because you have the omen to refrag you at any moment of time. If I already took this fight, I just do this. Why not? To finish off that enemy.
Spike down A.
60 on fade and showers.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Okay. This round, our teammates were mega stupid. Also, like, I mean, your rotation was fine. Actually, in this round, like, I mean, we rotated as soon as we got the info. There's nothing really better that you could have done. I just didn't like the overall repositioning from B side to A side from your side. Okay, enemies went A side in the first round. We forget about this round. Now, in this second round, because enemies went A, I'm gonna gamble on B side again. We can repeat the same strategy if the enemies didn't see us do this in the first round. Also, sometimes what I like to do, like in this second eco round on bind, I'm gonna play a classic shorty instead of the site and just wait for the enemies. Guaranteed kill. Always remember that your job in eco rounds is not really to win that round. It's almost impossible to do that. Your job is to trade yourself for as many kills as possible, potentially creating a small numbers advantage for your team and allowing your teammates to have higher chances of winning that round. That's your job. Damaging the enemy's economy, building up the ultimate, and preserving our own economy. So the first opportunity you see to trade yourself, do it. I like the mentality of our Killjoy, of our Neon. Very nice.
Beep. Long.
Yeah, they're B.
Maybe I can go through portal.
I don't know, like, why we are checking the
Yeah, they're B.
Maybe I
the scoreboard when, like, first of, like, what type of information you're getting from the scoreboard? Is there some kind of update in Valorant where it tells you, like, where the enemies are going? True, bro, like, you know they're playing a full by round, like,
can
all
go
good,
through
like,
portal.
just hold the angle.
Nice.
Greeding for, going for that gun was a bit greedy. I would have waited for my omen to maybe, like, be ready to peek with me and then go for the gun, but whatever, like, we heard a lot of footsteps in the B long.
I think they're all long.
TB, TB, TB.
Enemies had a full bomb set open, man, like.
One's on site.
Ooh.
Two's on site.
128.
Listen, this here, what you did right now, I mean, it's an unnecessary 50-50. Okay, we killed an enemy. We have a Spectre. Yes, if we kill this Raze, that are basically, that is basically late to connect with her teammates, that would be amazing. But in this elo, whenever you're not alive, you just don't know what the hell your teammates are gonna do at that moment of time. I would value my life right now. I have a Spectre, Shorty. We also had the dash ability
One's on
before you decided to do this. Maybe we can get like one more kill with the dash ability, create a 5v3 scenario, you know. And at the end of the day, if I wanted to engage this raise, I definitely wouldn't dash in the middle of open like this to try to catch that raise. Fuck it. You're gonna use my dash ability, do this, and if I catch her, I catch her. If I don't catch her, no problem. We're gonna fight on the opposite part of the map in a minute.
site. She's on site.
But dashing like this in the middle of open to take a fight is just never a good idea. Anyways, like, you know, if you already decided to go for this dash play, whenever you're dashing here, you always want to manage to dash like exactly in this corner. Like, you need to be mega precise, because like when you dash here, you're fully hidden. You will have time to pull out your weapon and then ba ba boo ba 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 kill the enemies. I mean, this is one of the Jett executes that we can use on the B set of bind. Like, you don't need to always go up there on the attacker side as well. So if I wanted to go for this play, I'll go for a safe dash, take my gun, and then take a fight.
128, 128. He's
Spike plant.
But okay, I mean, like, we kind of followed the, you know, the rules of the eco rounds in Valorant. Like, we got like 2 kills for our team. I mean, 1.5. And now they have the highest chances of winning this, but still, it's an eco round. We're playing in a gold, platinum, elo, and yeah. Your teammates probably won't win this, but at least we damage the enemy's economy a bit. Oh, look at that, bro. Look at this love triangle, man. They're having a threesome. Okay, so in the first round, enemies went A. In the second round, they went B. As soon as you notice, in the early stages of the game, that enemies create this AB pattern of pushing on bind, follow it. On bind, definitely follow it. So, like in this round, I would definitely not be playing on the B side. I would play on the A side and try to control the outcome of my rounds in my match. Where would I play? Probably abusing some kind of an off angle on top of the truck, tower, I don't know. And also, whenever you're playing on the B side, and there's 2 of you on the site, like, or more, like, what is this? I know that enemies are eco, halby, they're playing a bonus round. But one of the worst things you can do on bind is like playing on the B side here. And your starting position is somewhere on the site. How can this be your first position? Like, you need to give the information to your teammates on A to rotate or not. You cannot sell all of this space here and here without even contesting enemies once. You don't need to commit to the fights. You don't need to take 50-50 fights. Anyways, when you have the Jett dash ability, not a single fight is a 50-50 gunfight for you. But at least you need to get the information. Bare minimum. Jump spot this angle, or hold a tight pixel angle here and try to get a kill. That's it. Like, this is the bare minimum that you need to do on bind. Holding this, trying to get a kill, maybe using the dash ability to finish off that enemy, and then repositioning on some other angle, off angle, whatever. Long, bare minimum, you should be doing this. The bare minimum. But starting on here immediately, like that's your secondary position or third position. Not your first one, man.
I mean B, sorry.
Hey, dog. Smoke.
Because, like, also, like, not only that you're losing the information, if the enemies are walking, shifting, you're also losing another angle to fight the enemies. And you also need to waste some of the enemy's utility before they push the site. Imagine in this round, if instead of us starting here, if we started in the window. So in the window, enemy Fade used a dog. Maybe by destroying one Fade dog, she's gonna use the second dog. We destroy the second dog. Engage the enemies. Maybe Raze is gonna use the Boombot to push us back as well. 3 very powerful pieces of utility gone from the execute. Like, in the choke points of every map, you want to waste as much enemy's utility as possible before they commit to an execute on that side. So before they reach the choke points.
Are they hookah?
We saw so much space in this round.
Jett, Raze is on.
Spike planted.
Party's over. Oops.
Spike.
Okay, listen here. Whenever you're playing Jett, any movement type of agent, please separate your movement ability from your keyboard. Dash, satchels, Yoru teleport, anything, that type of shit. Keep it on the mouse. Like, you need to have these 3 fingers mainly for your main movement. A, S, W, D. Done. Like when you have the dash ability on E, it is really hard to screw up your fingers in a specific way to dash in a specific direction. It's just unnecessary, like, risk to dash in a direction where you don't want to dash, essentially. So basically, like, switch this dash ability from E to some mouse button, I don't know, like, mouse button 4 or 5, middle mouse click, I don't know, like, anything that suits you the best. And another thing, like, in this round, to be honest, when enemies were pushing into sight, I would have tried to support my Omen. I mean, when you have the dash ability of Jett, you can always go for a bit more risky place. Like, essentially, always. You know? And here, what I would have done is, okay, we're smoked in the elbow. Enemies are pushing into the site. I would try to pick a moment of time to surprise the enemies with a dash ability, peek through the smoke, and try to kill one enemy. Even if you don't kill an enemy, your chances of dying are very low. You're maybe gonna distract the enemies, and your Omen is gonna get a chance to get a kill. Essentially, like, you know, with Jett, you really need to apply that pressure on both attackers and defender side, and use any opportunity to potentially F up the enemies with a dash ability. If your step bro is stuck somewhere, and you need to help that guy somehow, you know, some level of pressure might make a huge difference in these type of scenarios.
Spike planted.
Party's over. Oops.
Push to the right.
Remaining.
Nice.
Nice.
Push to the right.
Here, like, I don't know what's happening with your dash ability, like, you're just either dashing in directions where you don't want to dash, or you're just like, chill a bit, bro. Why you feel so pressured, man? Like I'm not holding the gun against your head telling you to dash. You know, here, we know that Fade is in the hookah. In the window. We smoke the window. We know that Claw is on the bomb site. Chill, brother. Chill. You know, smoke lasts for around like 2.5, 3 seconds. Take a fight. I'll fight the Fade with the dash ability. You take some fight that doesn't work for you. Dash away, reset yourself, let's try again. But what's happening?
Push to the right.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Nice.
Like, whenever you're playing Jett, like, you should always give yourself some time to... Any agent in the game. Give yourself some time to breathe. If the enemies are giving you time to take the deep breaths, even if it is like 1 or 2 seconds, take the time to think. You know, like, to ask yourself some questions before you go for a play. I mean, even though we won this round, I mean, we could have done so many better things, like starting from better initial positioning at the start of the round. Now,
I'm contributing so much.
first round, enemies went A. Second round, B. Third round, B. In this round, chances are mega huge, ginormously huge, that enemies are gonna go A. We're playing the first 4 rounds. We have no idea how good or how bad our teammates are. We lost 2 rounds, 1-1. We cannot trust them yet. I mean, in this elo, you cannot trust them at all. Play A side. Right now, I'm playing A side. Why are the chances high that enemies will go A? Rule of fear. The only round that enemies lost, they lost on B. They kinda heavily fumbled when they pushed the B side in that previous round. So they will have more confidence to go A set in this round. There's no way I will play B set in this one. Like, absolutely no way. I would tell my Sage brother, go wall B long, and if they're going B, do the slurps and that's it. Now, if you already do decide to play B set alone, same as when you're playing with your teammates, you cannot sell all of this space for free. Like, I will start at least here or here, trying to maybe get an info with an enemy and maybe a gunfight with a dash ability, and then I will slowly rotate back onto the bomb site. Now, Charlatan, what if I'm jump spotting this angle or holding this angle for 4 or 5 seconds and I don't hear enemies at all? Reposition back on site. But the initial part of the match, round, you know, the first 5-6 seconds, start slightly more aggro. See where the enemies are, what type of utility they're using, what you can do to counter them in the future rounds, and to get information for yourself and your team as well. And then, after 4, 5, 6 seconds, we cannot continue playing here or here. Why? Because we are alone on the site and enemies can easily walk through the window or walk through the garden. So we need to reposition at the back side and just jump spot this angle. Whenever I'm playing alone on the B side of bind, and I, you know, reposition back on the site, this is the main thing that you should be doing. Jump spotting in the garden and the window area of the map at the same moment of time. That's your only job. Getting the information for your team, maybe getting a fight with the dash ability somewhere, trying to maybe get a kill, and then repositioning towards the city and playing with your teammates. Staying alive. Let's play a 5v5 or 5v4 retake.
Much to the team right now.
So you want to play up here alone. That's gonna be fun. Oh, look at that. Enemies actually went A in this round. How surprisingly not. Listen here. Like, all of the rules that I'm sharing, like, with you guys through these VOD reviews, like, I already have like 99 VOD reviews, free VOD reviews uploaded on my second YouTube channel. These rules are not gonna work like 100% of the times. Like, there's nothing in Valorant that's gonna work 100% of times, unless you sell your soul to, you know, devil, then maybe. But majority of these rules, strategies, tactics, they're gonna work like 60 to 70% of the times, which is 10 times better than doing a 50-50 gamble and positioning yourself however the fuck you want or however your penis feels that day. You know, you have an erection, you go B. You don't have an erection, you go A. Stop doing that shit. Ooh. I don't know why you made a lot of footsteps here. Like, I mean, if I was rotating from B to A tower and enemies are close to the backside, I would actually keep my location a secret, because enemies don't know right now if you're behind them, or like if you're gonna go tower, or if you're gonna CT, you know? Like, in these type of scenarios, like, especially when I'm retaking a site, I'm trying to keep a location as a secret as much as I can to potentially surprise the enemies. Or when the round allows me to do that. Like here, like, I mean, it really doesn't matter if we rotate fast or rotate slow onto the A tower. Our whole team is dead. There's no way for us to help that Omen in the, you know, lamps in real time. So, you know, I would just be going here and just walking. And that's it. There's not, you know, there's no reason for me to make any footsteps here. And then I'll try to see where the enemies are, like try to reveal them. Of course, activating my dash ability, clearing the angles, and then maybe I can connect towards my Omen. You know, use the dash as a scouting tool, and then play with my Omen.
Spike planted.
39 on raise.
Here, I will definitely activate my dash ability. Like, always remember the golden rule of Jett. If there is even a 5% of chance for you to fight an enemy, so enemies are close, you think they're close, you think that based on timing they can be close, or you're gonna take a fight, activate the dash ability. Every single time when you die without activating your dash ability is the moment of time when you could have done something better. You don't even need to do a VOD review of that round. You could have done something better if you died with the dash ability, not activated.
Enemy kill. My clock is sighted.
Also, like here, you know, when you're clearing angles, you can be a bit more methodical and have some kind of a, you know, move, stop, move type of action, you know, like here, for example, if I'm retaking the A site, I'm gonna take my time to clear, you know, this angle, go in and out, clear this angle, this angle, this angle, go in, out, check this position, this position, this position, like that angle there, track, like, I wanna be just swinging, you know, these positions, and then, oh, Jett is there. Also, when you smoke yourself, like this, so what happened right now is you kill the enemy Jett, Sage is there, and you did a smoke as a cover. Don't stay directly behind the smoke and in the same position where you played before the smoke. Why? Because, I mean, if I saw that smoke, I would pre-assume that you're using it to maybe reposition like this. And I will definitely spray the crap out of that smoke to potentially kill you before the smoke disappears. I mean, I'm not gonna go for a full spray, but I'll probably do 1 or 2 burst fires. So instead of you staying
Enemy kill.
directly in the same line of sight behind the smoke, go a bit on the left, reset yourself for the next gunfight, and that's it. Now in this round, I would definitely not use the ultimate. There's no way. We're at way too low HP to use the ultimate to clutch this round. But what would be a really good thing is if, you know, if this round we actually bought the shorty. Because with the shorty, maybe we can trade ourselves for a kill in the lamps, allowing our Omen to have an easier time winning this round. Carry the stupid shorty, it's a really powerful weapon. Jesus Christ.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, dash, bro. Oh, but rather, like, listen. Okay, we don't know where is the fade. We have a smoke to defuse the spike. You have 22 HP. Just play in the smoke. Wait for the fade to initiate some kind of a spray, and then peek together. With 22 HP, overexposing yourself so much here, it's just stupid. Because that fade can be there, short, there. And she is the one that has the advantage in this fight. Not you. You don't have any advantage. You're in a disadvantage. Like this type of a play, I will never do in my life. If there is a chance for the enemies to be in front of me, I'm never using my updraft to, you know, dry updraft to position somewhere. Unless my teammates are distracting the enemies or enemies are flashed. and I have time to do some stupid play like this. When I'm updrafting on any spot, I make sure that I'm absolutely safe, or that I'm using my smokes, you know, to position there. But without the cover from utility or smoke or your teammates, this was a suicide play. Instead of that, look at the Omen smoke. Amazing. This is a very good smoke, actually. Why? Because you can play on the edge of the smoke right here while your Omen is, you know, tapping the spike, half defusing it. And then we can wait to see like what Fade is gonna do, and we have the highest chances of winning this round. But this is just complete Sudoku move. Sudoku gangsta, bro, like.
Nice.
Nice. Good job.
I mean, your Omen still traded you, but I don't know. If you rely this much on your teammates to win the rounds for you in this elo, you're not gonna have a lot of fun. I mean, that's why last tech you played like 5 million games and you only got Platinum 1. Now listen. Yes, one of the main rules to the Jett economy is when you have the knives, as soon as you build the knives, use the ultimate as your primary weapon for that round. Heavy shield, ultimate utility, and you buy some kind of a secondary, like, you know, shorty, sheriff, or stinger, bucky. Depends which map you're playing and which strategy you want to do. But when enemies have KO in the enemy team with the ultimate, especially on the attacker side, in that round, I can't use the knives, and I can't use the chamber ultimate as well. Because if he's pushing the side where I'm playing at that moment of time, you're just cucked, essentially. So in this round, instead of buying for my teammates, I would actually still, you know, save the ultimate for maybe the next round. Or when the KO uses his ultimate, essentially. It's just way too big of a risk right now. Especially because in this round, chances are really high that enemies are gonna go B. Because, you know, in the third round, we stopped there. We stopped. In the fourth round, in the third round, we stopped their push on B. In the fourth round, we stopped their push on A. There's like over 80% of chances for them to push B set again right now. Plus, B set is our default site when we need to gamble a bit more. So like right now, I don't know. And also like on bind, most of the times when players have the Fade ultimate, they love to call for the B push, because on the B side, like, you know, with the Fade ultimate you cover a very large area on the bomb site. When enemies have the Brimstone ultimate, most of the times it is the A push, so also track the, you know, pay more attention on the enemy's ultimate status, you know. Enemy's ultimate status can tell you like 80% of times like what you can and what you cannot do in a specific round, or what you should do in a specific round. I don't know, this is gonna be interesting. I mean, we still have a shorty, like, and I think enemies are eco. Yeah, well, let me show the... What's the enemy's economy? Ooh, pie. What I'm doing in this round is the following. I'm buying the Outlaw, Heavy Shield, Shorty with utility. This round, enemies are playing half buy. 100%. Like, at least 3 enemies are gonna have a light shield in this round. Minimum. Potentially 4. There is no way I'm losing the opportunity to abuse the Outlaw. Whenever you notice, like in a game of Valorant, that 3 or 4 enemies have below 3,800 credits by the Outlaw, if you already don't have some other weapon with yourself, like buy the Outlaw, go for the body shot kills, then in the next round, it still Outlaw is an amazing weapon to use, like even against the full buy enemies. You can deal enormous amount of damage even if you don't finish off the enemies. Even if you just do 2 body shots and survive. 280 damage, plenty enough to win a specific round and to give your teammates some kills. And you still have a short if you're playing buy and close range weapons, you know. Like,
I can buy you.
I don't know, man. Here, like, going with a shorty and ultimate is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. And also, like, how passively we are starting on bind. Like, you cannot start like this, man. Like, we need to fight for some space. Like, I need to make this KO, this fade, this raise, use at least some utility to take the garden and to take the hookah. Enemies are only using one fade dog to take all of this space. Good luck right now. Good luck.
B, think.
Let's pay respect to our fallen brother.
Smokes.
Smoking B. Yeah, it's B.
Smoke Suka.
Okay, you're not using the ultimate, huh? Saving it for the better times. Holy maca cheeseroni, man. That is the fastest rotation I've seen it. Like, I blinked and I've seen like five of them on B side. What the fuck, bro? I mean, we still don't know if they're pushing the... I mean, yeah, the enemies never faked. Or, yeah, they did fake in one round, but what is this rotation, man? Like, at least at this moment of time, at least one guy should be on the A side, like... I mean, it's not really your mistake, like, but maybe you can tell your like, your sage brother, like, maybe you can stay on tower at least, like...
Rotating.
I don't know, like combined, you really need to... Like, when do you want to rotate? One of your teammates dies on the opposite part of the map, and you need to make some kind of a move. Either take more space or, like, rotate, help your teammates on B. You see that enemies are going through the choke point, rotate. You see that enemies are already using some big utilities to push the site, such as Fade Ultimate. Okay, rotate. Like, I don't know. Like, there needs to be better indicator to rotate. I mean, if my Neon is rotating, and I have already 4 teammates on B side, I don't know, we saw so much space control here. Map control.
Rotate back over. I'll anchor this with my trip.
No, not really your fault, but... You know, it's just stupid, man.
Just rotate back over.
It's just stupid.
Guys.
Give me those.
Nice.
Why did my slides just stop sliding?
Okay, listen. Another important tip. Whenever you lose a control of some area of the map, of some angle, any position, and you're going back again on that position, so you're rotating from location 1 to location 2, where you lost the timing and control of it, behave like the enemies can be there and that the enemies are gonna be there. Like, I don't really know if all of the enemies are B right now. Who knows that, bro? You know, we've only seen the KO, we've seen the fade, we killed the Jett. I don't know where's the claw. I mean, claw is probably there as well because she's small, but I don't know where's the raise, for an example. Raise can easily be, you know, somewhere on the A side, maybe even here. It's an eco round for the enemies. Who knows? Like, maybe that guy is, you know, mentally fucked. Like, even if he's playing a duelist, maybe he's going for some kind of a lurk flank or something. You see, like that's why you should have approached this a lot more safer. Like, I would have already expected this race to be somewhere close on the site. Like, maybe lamps, maybe literally, maybe here, to be honest. And personally, I wouldn't even go for this retake right now. Why do I need to do that? We're 5v3, enemies are playing an eco half by round. I don't need to fight. I don't care. As long as we fight together in this round, we're gonna win this round. Like, your chances of losing this round, if you fight together with your teammates, is below 5%. But if you die right now, it's above, like, it's around like 20-30%. No reason to do that. Like, there was absolutely no reason to pick this angle without any information. Where is the, you know, the raise? And, you know, which positions enemies have taken at this moment of time. Unnecessary risk. And also, like, yeah, you definitely need to spend some time in a custom server, man. And I need to give you some kind of a training for utility usage and movement. Like, you're always dashing in some kind of a walls, in directions where you should not dash. Like, it's all over the place, man. But that is where we pull out the shorty and we finish that mother cooker, bro. I was just speaking on my stream like for 20 minutes how to master the shorty and the importance of the shotguns, brother. Best weapon in the game. You're not using a shorty. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. The shorty is not in the top 7 weapons for you on tracker. Get out of here.
Nice, nice.
Okay. Okay, good.
Nice, guys.
I mean, the ending was fine.
Same thing with
I think that this round would have been much easier if we just bought the outlaw, held some angles, you know, in the hookah, in the long, go for the body shots, and that's it. Like, instead of doing all of this mumbo jumbo shit with the ultimate and then shorty. And this round would have been a lot easier if we actually waited for our teammates when we were going for the retake and we actually fought together. But, okay. Credits for the, you know, you get the style points.
the trip here.
Aha, so
Sounds good.
in this round, I don't know. This round is a huge gamble, to be honest. Like, in this round, I really don't know where the enemies are gonna go. Still, the chances are really, really high that they're gonna go A. So, that's why, once again, I will play A set in this round. I mean, enemies have been very consistent in the previous 3 rounds of using this AB pattern of pushing and rule of fear. And as long as the enemies are following these 2 rules, just follow these rules to position yourself on the defender's side. I mean, these 2 rules you need to combine with 10 other rules that I'm teaching in my private coaching sessions in order to truly read the enemies, to have the absolutely high chances of reading the enemies. But just these 2 rules alone, like, can tell you a lot of the times what enemies are gonna do, you know, where they're gonna go when you're playing on defense. They already made a video about the all guns. We're gonna split them apart. You know, we did a classic, we did a shorty. The next weapon is frenzy. Like, I'll do it later.
Oh, I wasted that.
And how much utility you're wasting, like, literally, chill, brother, bro. Like, in 2 rounds you wasted 2 smokes. Now you updrift. Like, relax, 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 relax. Show me the 1-taps now, bro. Peek that angle without the dash ability. Don't jump spotty, jiggly peek it, yeah.
Yeah, 1 long.
No, but what? Why are we missing the opportunity, bro? No reason to do that. Let's make them waste some utility, bro. Like, you're playing Jett. With Jett, you need the confidence. You grab yourself by the cojones, activate the dash ability, go for the 1-tap. Take it. Take it. Why not? You know? You already have 2 teammates on the bomb site. We have a trademark for the window. Why not? If you're only playing a Sheriff and Stinger, anyways, God knows what type of opportunity or opportunities you're gonna get during this round. Maybe that's the last opportunity. To be honest, like, you know, if I see only 1 enemy on my screen, I have a dash ability. But take it. It's like, it is not a 50-50 duel as long as you activate your dash ability. Go for, you know, 1-tap. Maybe wait for that KO to come a bit closer. Because, you know, on ranges above 30 meters. Headshot with a Sheriff, with a Desert Sheriff Eagle, is like 145 damage. Wait for that KO to maybe start pushing here. And then, bop, bop, take 1 shot. Why not? If you're already playing these hull by eco weapons in this round, it's worth a try. Especially if it is only a 1v1 duel. Like, with the dash ability, you're gonna escape like 90% of the times after that shot. If you don't commit too much to the fight.
Oh, anchor sage if you want.
But once again, we're selling too much map control. Oh, actually, that's okay. For the first time ever, KO wasted a knife when they were pushing something. This is the development. This is why you listen to my tips and rules, you know, like, now the KO doesn't have a knife for the site, and enemies are cooked. I mean, they're not cooked, but
I have a
they don't have a knife.
I'm just can't be alive.
Face your fear!
Also, KO wasted 1 flash. That is a progress. You see, that's why you need to apply the pressure onto the enemies in the main areas of the map. In any map, whichever map you play in Valorant, bare minimum you should be doing is jump spotting the enemies. You cannot start fully passively, man, like not gathering any information for yourself and your team. That's crazy. Allowing the enemies to have all of this space right here for free. Brother, there is nothing for free in this world. Like, my rank playbook is not free. VOD reviews are not free. Check a review actually costs 1,000 Twitch channel points. Think about it. Think about it. Like, and you're giving them that. Okay, now we have a dash. Okay, I think, you know, this is a bit of a miscommunication from your Omen and Chamber. Like, I don't know why Omen committed to playing on the site when the Chamber... Well, actually, Chamber committed to playing on the site when the Omen went back. To be honest, like, here... we should have just, you know, sold the site and then played the retake at the end of the day. Also, listen, when you're playing inside of the smokes, try to position yourself in the locations which are like the most improbable locations which enemies might spam. Like, for example, we have this smoke here. Baba boop. Ah, that's Omen, sorry. Let him rest. So we have this smoke here. I'm not gonna stand here. Why? People usually, you know, spam, you know, which angle people like to play. They like to play this one and that angle right here. So that's why there's a huge chance that enemies might be spamming right there. I'm obviously not gonna play somewhere here, here, or here. Why? Because once again, you know, enemies might spam this angle towards the elbow. So where do we play? In between those two dots. Somewhere here. And that is where you have the highest chances to survive the random spam from the enemies instead of this smoke. But anyways, I don't see a reason to play in this smoke. I mean, our teammates are not ready. Not on the site. We're not ready for any retake. I mean, they're just rotating from, you know, like, from A to B. I would have just stayed hidden in the elbow area of the map and wait for my teammates.
Gun here.
What the hell, bro? I don't know, like, how, like, here, like, you did, like, your Neon is behind you. She's taking a fight with a Fade. You fired only 3 bullets, and you decided to reload. Brother, if an enemy is in a close range with me, and I have only a Stinger as a main weapon in that round, I pray to Jesus Christ every day. Every day. Morning and night. Like, take that fight. That's a free kill for you with a Stinger. Like, instead of running away like a pussy and waiting for the Fate to engage you with the Peeker's advantage, activate the dash ability, delete that idiot, get her out of this life. What is the problem? Like, you really need to contest enemies more with your Peeker's advantage, essentially, like, and not waiting for the enemies to swing you and engage and contest you. And this is like a heavenly made fight when you're playing a Stinger. Like, this range, muy bien. Muy bien. Like, with the Stinger dash ability, like, this is an easy kill.
Gun here.
And also, another mistake. Like, oh, bro. Sorry. I don't know. Oh, I didn't drink any coffee today. I see I'm missing something, man, today. Like, I'm like, bro, I feel different. Listen, how you path and how you move heavily depends which weapon you're playing. I mean, if I have a stinger and I already repositioned here, I'm not gonna engage the enemies further away from this wall into this fight. Stinger is a close range weapon with a very low time to kill in the close range gunfights. So I would actually move like this. Closer to the wall. And then I see the fade, bop. We go for the spray. The first 5 to 6 bullets we can fire standing up, and then after the 6th bullet we either compensate the recoil of the stinger, or we crouch down to maybe F up the enemy's crosshair a bit, and to also reduce the bullet spread and recoil of the stinger. But taking this fight, I mean, okay. You just fumbled a bit as well, like with controlling the spray of the stinger. And also there was a movement error there as well. To be honest, you do have a lot of these movement errors from time to time, and we need to work on different problems I see here.
81 fade.
Okay, but I'll drink some coffee. Okay, so in this round, like, chances are really high that enemies are gonna go A, because enemies have been very consistent right now with this A-B pattern. But we're gonna disregard everything, you know, reading the enemies, and let's focus on the enemy's utility. Like, whenever enemies were pushing the window in the last 6 rounds, they always use the dog from the sky, from the fade. How do you plan to kill the fade dog and to kill the fade with the operator here? I mean, there is a chance that, you know, as the dog is hunting you, you're gonna take a kill. But when I see that enemies are using a certain piece of utility, like Sova Dart, Sova Drone, Fade Eye, Fade Dog, Sky Dog, to reveal me, or to scout a specific area of the map that I wanna peek or hold at that moment of time, you need to have a support of your teammates. Like right now, you need to tell your chamber, brother, instead of jerking your cock off in the middle of B site, maybe you can come into the hookah and help me out. You know, his trademark is already bad enough, so...
B.
Okay. That's not B, that's A. Also, like, listen. Yes, with the operator, you don't want to aim for the head, you always aim for the body. But put your crosshair a bit lower. But this crosshair placement here is like penis level. You know, maybe in between penis and knees, to be honest. Like, put it a bit higher. Like, this is the enemy's headshot. This line on the wall. Right here. So, if that is the headshot, then, like, this is the body. The crosshair should be somewhere in this area of the map.
At least one here.
And yes, like, this angle with the operator, I would always hold it as tight as my reaction time allows me. Like, for example, I'm able to hold this angle this tight with the snipers and get a kill, like, a lot of the times, actually. A lot of the times.
I think about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Wait, one TP, one TP.
Baba boy!
Bro, this fade actually is like a bitch.
But that's not a TP, that's a dead body.
One TP. I think about it. Yeah.
Oh no, it's actually Jett dashing into the TP, okay.
Wait, one TP,
Okay.
one TP.
I thought it's a body.
It actually is like a bitch.
I don't know, here, like, one of you guys should rotate. I mean, yes, one enemy TP'd, but 2 enemies are on the opposite part of the map. To be fair, here, like, I would actually rotate on A side to support my chamber, and I will leave my omen to defend B. I mean, he has the smokes, he has a paranoia, he should be able to stop their push.
I'm going A, I'm going A.
Because in these type of scenarios, like when you're 100% certain what majority of the enemies are doing, but you don't know what one enemy is gonna do, it is better to gamble on the information that you have at that moment of time. Like for an example, you know that two enemies are A side, they're hunting your chamber, you know? You don't really know what this Jett is gonna do. This Jett can lurk and walk onto the B side. This Jett can go all the way through the A short. This Jett can go long. But hunting for this Jett is a futile, pointless job. Why? Because while you're, wondering what this idiot is doing, your chamber needs help on the A side, and he is definitely gonna fight enemies on site. And only God knows what he's gonna do. That same rule I follow, like, when enemies are lurking, flanking, or something like that. Like, we're pushing A side, enemies destroy this tripwire here. I'm not gonna focus on that guy unless he is really close up in my anal cavity, or there's nothing better for me to do. But if there's something better to fight together with my teammates, to take more space control, to kill the enemies on the site, I'll do that better. And I'll deal with this guy a bit later. Because I don't know what he's gonna do. He might go very slow. He might do this. He might go back and just, do this. Like, never gamble on the information that you don't... Based on information that you need to guess something. Don't guess.
Yeah, I'm going A, I'm going A.
Very good observation. That enemy Jett can actually be... Hey, somewhere where I'm gonna fall asleep. Sorry. Sleepy review.
Here.
Oh, hello, Fade. Habla español. Spanish or English? Oh, look at that. Look at that crosshair placement. Ba 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 ba. It's like a heart rate diagram, man. Like, take your time. Take your time. Like, whenever you're clearing the angles, like, take as much time as you need. Like, to make every action perfect in Valorant. Even if that makes you lose some kind of a timing or lose the round or match, it doesn't matter. Like, as a platinum gold player, your main goal is to practice. To polish out your bad, to fix your bad habits, work on the good habits, and that's it. Like, you cannot just, do this. Like, what is that? Take your time, like, clear this angle, this position, that position, that angle there. Jett can be up here, like, take some time, brother.
Blocking sight.
Jett's on bomb.
And also, when you're playing operator, ask your teammates to drop you a shorty. Because right now, that might be great. And this is a time to save. I mean, listen, man. There's no winning this round. We are 1 versus 3. Like, you have the operator, heavy shield. It's not the last round of the match. Like, get the fuck out.
You can just save.
I will not even try to get the exit frags here. It's way too risky, like, no reason to. Like, maybe I will be holding some kind of a tight angle. Such as this. Like holding maybe this position or this position. And that's it. Like, there's no way I'm gonna risk dying here. Our economy is in shambles. Okay. Now in this round, I would actually play the B side. Why? Because, I don't know, enemies like to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I would gamble on B again. We also really don't know what enemies are gonna do and where they're gonna go. They still have the KO ultimate and Fade ultimate, which are objectively better to be used on B side. So it's a better gamble. Try not to waste this, you know. Wasting the updraft to get on top of the truck is one of the top 5 most wasted abilities in the game. Like, come up here, just glide, you know. Jump if your mouse wants to jump. Mine doesn't want to jump. Then, like, you know, glide. You can actually make that jump, like, just my mouse doesn't want to jump. Glide. Like, just don't, you know, with every agent. Like, tell your teammates to boost you here. You know, they crouch underneath you, spam the jump button, get up here, jump there. It's stupid to wait. Like, also here, like, if you can manage, like, this jump is actually possible. Like, I just have a mouse that doesn't want to cooperate with me today. The Chinese unlucky mouse strikes again. In my rank playbook, I did it like, you can see it in the rank playbook. Not today. Sferax, well, Simon. Listen here. Whenever you're playing elevated positions in Valorant, where you can drop behind them and hide from the enemies, always play on the edge of that position towards the safety. Because after you miss a shot, after you hit a shot, you want to reposition. So basically here, if I'm playing on top of the truck, I know exactly how much I can go, you know, back. I go exactly at the bottom of this white line. And that's it. And you want to learn to path on this position. So if I'm holding the A short with the operator, this is the spot from which I'm holding it. And then, after a shot, I can reposition really fast by pulling my knife out, and I'm staying on the enemy screen for the minimum amount of time possible. Which can make a huge difference.
KOB.
But yeah, I don't know, like, they have the KO ultimate, Fade ultimate, like, you know, those are really powerful ults to hit B, and they kind of like to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like.
Smoke speed. Yeah, it's B.
And whenever you have no idea where the enemies are gonna go, just play B side. Done. Unless the enemies really like to abuse you on A.
Holy what? How did you already have like I threw a smoke for you?
Why was that team? Why was our team surprised?
Right side.
Good.
Smoke in.
I don't know. You really have the problems with these timings. You know, when the enemies are gonna peek you, when the smoke is gonna expire. Like, when should you take a fight? Like here, for example, like, you know, we see the smoke is expiring, and he is still standing behind the smoke, when the enemies can be literally inside of the smoke. And also, like, you know, enemies can be here. I will just be running all the way into this corner, waiting for the KO ultimate to go down, using the dash ability, taking a fight. Here, for example, we know that the claw is on the right side. I will not hold this angle this wide. Like, you don't need all of this portion here. Like, hold the angles as tight as your reaction time allows you. If you're able to hit a shot like this, that's how much you should hold that angle. If you're able to hit this shot, this is how you should hold the angle. Like enemies that are swinging from right to left, if you're able to catch them here, that's how wide you should hold that angle. But all of this portion here, you don't need it if you can already hit this shot.
Right side.
Then switching for the Vandal was actually a good idea. You know, we're at 3v3, actually now 3v2, so it is better not to gamble this round. Because with Operator, if he misses a shot, he might miss an opportunity to refrag his teammates and the round might get completely fucked up. Whenever you're going for, like, basically, you know, a rule of thumb is like, if there's like less than 6 players alive combined in your team and enemy team, you should switch the Operator for the Vandal if you want to have the highest chances of winning that round. If you're already going for a retake or playing a post plant. And here, like, I mean, you pick an angle and you decide to reload. Just, what is that decision making? I mean, I don't want to speak about that at all.
Looking for you. Oh shoot, backside.
One enemy
Double.
remaining. Last player.
Oh shoot, backside.
One enemy.
I don't know, man. Like, you have a lot of these game decisions that just don't, like, everything that you did in this round is completely like I don't know what to say, literally. Like, nothing is constructed, nothing makes any sense. Like, when I'm going for a retake, you know, first thing I'm asking myself is, should I keep the current weapon that I have or should I switch it or find a better weapon? Then second thing I'm asking myself is, like, how deep are my teammates into the enemy's anal cavity, and who should I play at this moment of time, and who should I support? Like, we're already here. Instead of holding this angle, I will be pushing with my Omen. Now you're probably asking yourself, but Charlatan, how can I push with the Omen? The nade is coming and the Molotov. You're playing Jett. Vandal is on the right side. Pick up the Vandal. Smoke, dash, go in. Already at this moment of time, I will be in the site.
Oh shoot.
Like, you wasted so much time to support your teammates. And now, with 12 HP, instead of using the dash ability to fight the enemies, you're using the dash ability to reposition from this spot to this spot. Crazy. Crazy stuff. When you're low HP, you really need to use the dash ability, like, to outplay the enemies, take a small fight and maybe escape with a kill. Like, you cannot use it as a short repositioning tool unless you really need to do that.
Backside.
One enemy
Double.
remaining.
Frames keep dropping.
Why you don't type GG after the game? Because not a single game is a GG. Every match is a BG for your mental health. The last GG I had, like, in 2021. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna showcase you how proper jump spotting looks like in Valorant. So basically, you want to see, you know, this is how the proper jump spotting looks like for the B long, like this. Or you can do a bit faster, like, you know, flicks. But what you're doing seems a bit rough, you know. Seems a bit less coordinated.
Okay, I was in showers.
I smoked it.
And I don't even need to mention that in this round you should play A site. I don't know, you trust your teammates a lot. You either trust your teammates or you're just not paying any attention on the enemy's pattern of pushing and what the fuck enemies are doing. You know, I'm here playing dumb. I'm like, oh, he's trusting the teammates. Maybe you're just dumb, bro. Like, let's use our brain, you know?
And let close die.
I'm just kidding. No one is dumb. You just need to get better, bro.
Blocking sight.
My dude, like, wasted 4 smokes, 2 updrafts, and 2 dashes in a matter of 8 rounds.
One showers. Less is main. Less is main.
Here. You didn't die, but you could have died. Just remember, if you're fighting the enemies, or you're feeling you're gonna fight the enemies, or you know you're gonna fight the enemies, with a Jett, always fight with a dash ability, no matter what. Like, it's better to be safe rather than sorry. And then when I'm VOD reviewing you, and you die without the dash ability, that's fine. Okay, we can find a better solution. But you died without using your dash ability. I don't wanna see it. I don't wanna look at that round.
One showers, less is main. Less is main.
Is the slashing of melee required when jump spotting? I don't know. Like, I do it for no reason. Don't do it. Like, just, you don't need to slash the melee, bro. Like, people do it because they're bored, because we're watching TikTok 24/7 and our attention span is like 10 seconds maximum. And you know, like, we gotta entertain our brains. Like the music.
Nah.
Okay, just stay together.
Listen here. Whenever you make a true numbers advantage in Valorant, always remember that map control doesn't matter anymore. And you need to prioritize safety and isolating the angles in a smart way. Like right now, we're 3 versus 1. And for some, God knows what forsaken reason, we're overexposed. We are exposed from 3 potential angles from which this fate can come and kill us. Why? Like Jett, Sage, and Omen are alive. We don't know where, where is the last enemy, and we don't care. Personally, I wouldn't give a shit what this guy is doing. I would sell the whole map control, prioritize the safety, playing together, and that's it. No reason to do anything more than that. She ends up on B. No problem. We are 3 versus 1. Chances of her winning that round below 5%. She goes A again. Let's isolate the angles better. Like basically, we don't need any of this. And what we can just do is like regroup all in the lamps. 3 guys lamps. Done. We're just watching 2 angles. That's it. 3 people in the showers. No problem. No problem. And then just rotate through the TP onto B set and retake B set. She can now do some kind of a stupid rotation. I don't know, like, okay, she planted a spike. This is a huge mistake. Like, I would never do this, to be honest. If I'm 3v1, just follow your teammates, play with them, and make sure that make sure that this fade doesn't get a single 1v1 gunfight. Period. That is your main job right now. Nothing else.
I don't think you need to.
We need to activate dash ability. Yep. Okay, she's in the...
Nice.
I mean, this is another reason why I would have played with my Omen and Sage. But you never know. Like, even if your Omen and Sage actually fight together, there is a chance for them to both die. Like, if your teammates are playing on a refrag, that doesn't mean that they're gonna play on a good refrag. Now I would play B site. And reasons are quite apparent and obvious.
Chamber, can you watch my left side or my right side?
Yeah.
Ooh, going for this play against the Raze that has ultimate. I don't know about that, Chief. Like, this is a bit risky and a bit unnecessary as well. Like, let me see the enemy's economy. Oh, man, there's no way, man. Like, enemies have shit economy, basically. Like, Raze is probably gonna have a heavy shield with an ultimate, I don't know. Only, like, Fate has some kind of a normal buy.
Left side.
I wouldn't go for this play right now. Mainly because of the Raze ultimate, because it's gonna be really, really tough escaping it in this area of the map. Like playing on top of the truck, trying to potentially get a kill from top of the truck would be a better idea. Anyways, this truck off angle, I mean, you can abuse in 5, 6, 7 different ways. Like, you know, in one of the rounds, you can just hold the enemy's push from top of the truck, from the edge right here, and try to take a kill. Then, in another round, wait for the enemies to push a bit, activate the dash ability, surprise them with a peek. Then in another round, you can hold this tight angle. I like to hold it with the op to kill the enemies there. Bop, take a kill. Then in another round, we can hide from the enemies, wait for them to initiate the push. As the enemies are pushing through the choke point, take a kill. And then we can abuse this off angle to kill the enemies there. Maybe a shorty in the lamps to take more kills. Yeah. Chamber missed the reveal. Now we're definitely cooked, man. Like, this is another problem. Like when you play this aggro against the Raze with the ultimate, you need to use your dash ability to escape the Raze ultimate. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get cooked. Here, using the dash ability to reposition is gonna be interesting.
Raze is there.
Okay, he didn't die, but Chamber took a hit. I don't know, like about you know what you need to start using more is definitely like the one-way smokes to stop the enemies from peeking you. Like you're just I don't know. I mean, your smokes are mostly wasted. Like I don't know what to say.
Raze is there.
Like here, for example, this smoke was good to reposition, but now this smoke was dead. You know, it would have been much better if you just took your time to maybe drop a smoke like this, and maybe, like, you know, isolate this duel on the lower, you know, part of the staircase. Sage is using a satchel. She might go up on the box. Oh, no sound, sorry.
No. Check, they might be in lamps.
Need healing. See ya.
Spike planted.
Gotta go.
Yeah, you're right, my friend. Like, I mean, yesterday we did like the tracker review and the review of his Discord submission. You do have a lot of problems with the crosshair placement, and yeah, it's really abysmal. You know, we'll find some kind of a training for that.
Reloading. Go.
80 Jett.
Enemy down.
Okay, we're just gonna make a deal from now on. Before you take a fight with an enemy, I want you to take 2 seconds to breathe. Like, you reveal the enemy's location, you know where are the enemies, you are ready to fight them. You're not ready. Trust me, you're not ready. Deep breaths. 1, 2 seconds. Think how you want to engage and how you want to fight that enemy, and then go for the fight. Like, you need to give yourself some time to get ready for the fight, both mentally and physically, in terms of your crosshair placement, in terms of your movement, everything. You kind of, like, you know, enemies get revealed or they shoot a few bullets, you instantly want to peek, instantly want to fight. take some time. Like, look at this for an example.
Go, go, go!
Like, we know the Jett is up there because she just shot the Neon from that position. Take your time. You know, get ready for a fight. With both your movement, crosshair placement, everything.
80 Jett.
Enemy.
But definitely, like, you know, another thing, like when it comes to your overall mechanical skill, you definitely need to perform some kind of a drill to focus more on that first bullet accuracy. Like, you really don't have a good feeling for the dead zone mechanic, and you don't have a good feeling for when you're fully, like, accurate while moving, like when you actually stop to shoot. Like this shooting error graph, like, is going up and down in every single fight that you take, essentially.
Down. Enemy spotted.
Brother, this crosshair is bigger. Bro, what is this, man? How do you hold some angles with this crosshair, man?
Enemy spotted.
No, how do you aim with this crosshair?
Hookah.
I will not go.
How do you aim with that crosshair, brother? Okay, now the only thing that we can use to read the enemies is the enemies, like, fade ultimate. The last time when they had a fade ultimate, like, they actually went B with it. So let's try to contest the enemies on B. And also, like, you should definitely try to, you know, prioritize playing more operator with Jett. Like, you only played it in like 1 or 2 rounds and then kind of give up. In this round, for example, you have money for the op. I would have definitely bought the op. Because anyways, you're only 1 ultimate point away from the ultimate. Even if you lose this round, in the next round you have the gun for yourself, which is your ultimate.
Very short.
Okay, likes to come showers.
Personally, I will not pick up this ultimate orb because it's way too risky. I don't know if anyone is here. I don't need to take that risk, number 2. Number 3, I need to rotate a bit faster because my teammate is already dead on the A side. And right now, this is one of the rare opportunities and moments of times when you should use a teleporter to rotate from B to A. Because he has 2 teammates in showers, and we can easily pinch the enemies in showers and maybe revert this numbers disadvantage. Anyways, in this round, if you defuse a spike, you have the ultimate. If you kill 1 enemy, you have the ultimate. If you die, you have the ultimate.
Face
40
your
raise.
fear!
But this is just waste of time.
Showers.
And to be honest, I would have used the TP here. I would have used, like, the rotation is gonna take us ages. Neon can die, Sage can die. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass to rotate through the city. If your teammates already have the showers
yeah.
control,
Spike planted.
use the TP to rotate.
Good pick.
Jett can be. Oh! Nostradamus charlatanus. I mean, I talked about this so many times, like, but listen. Yes, this is more of a unawareness of timings and general unawareness problem. But unawareness doesn't exist if you're just following one simple rule. And that is the rule that I mentioned like a few minutes ago. If you lost a control or timing onto an angle, area of the map, behave like there's like 20 enemies there waiting for you. If I'm rotating from B to A, like, your crosshair should always be on the most probable angle from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time. Very simple rule, and you always play Valorant like you're fully paranoid in the game. Enemies can be anywhere, enemies can be everywhere, and if you don't clear some kind of an angle, you don't know if that angle is cleared. Period. There's no mistakes then. If you don't trust anyone. Only you can make a mistake.
They're stand-
I don't know. Like, generally speaking, like, I think a bit better idea in this one would, if you have a chance to rotate with a TP, you should rotate with a TP. It's just faster and, you know, you're ready to support your teammates faster. But I'll use TP only if my teammates, you know, have the control, like, of the showers and of the B short. Well, because sometimes when you use the TP alone, you might just get completely stuck into that teleporter and completely useless to actually support your teammates on the actual site.
Chamber request.
Okay, last round on defense, which was not that good, to be honest.
Need a drop.
Can you get me neon?
To be honest, like, I don't know why would you ever play on this map Bulldog as a half-buy weapon. Judge is just amazing on this map. If I have the Jett ultimate, heavy shield, what I would ask my teammates to drop right now is a Judge and a Sheriff. Neon can drop Judge, Chamber Sheriff. I'm a Juggernaut. I have a Judge, Sheriff, and Operator ultimate in my hands. Like,
You're already about yourself. Thanks.
that's pretty poggers. And enemies don't know what to expect, you know. When they see you using the ultimate, Jett has the ultimate. They push you close, pop, 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 pop. You're pulling out the Judgeroni, Baberoni.
Let's go.
Wait, Sage, can you wall me up here? I want to try something.
Sorry, I can't afford wall.
Nah, it's
Get
fine.
out of my way.
You can, I mean, you know, what he's trying to do here, he tried to do the he tried to do the updraft. Listen, with a Sage, like, there is, how do you call that, like, there is the sky box right here. It doesn't matter if you have a Sage wall, like, essentially, the sky blocks is blocking your vision. So, you cannot updraft more than this. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can go for this peak and try to maybe kill the enemies there. But you really need to pick a perfect timing, like, you know, one of your teammates needs to jump spot that angle for you. And then, like, as soon as your teammates reveals the enemies there, use the updraft and then bap, 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 bap. Kill the enemies.
All lamps.
74 on Jett.
Listen, like, unless you really need to support your teammates on the bomb site, on A site, you know, like, your teammates are fighting the enemies and some of your teammates are alive here, okay, make the footsteps and rotate towards your teammates as fast as possible. But if your teammates are already not fighting the enemies and timings are not important, I would actually walk from this position to this position. Because enemies don't know if I'm standing here. They don't know if I'm gonna do this. They don't know if I'm gonna do this. But if I make the enormous amount of footsteps rotating on the tower, I mean, enemies are gonna be fully focused on tower and ready for my peak. As much discipline that you need, like, in your crosshair placement, the equal discipline you need, like, we need to work on your mechanics. And I really hate during this live VOD review speaking about mechanical skill. But a lot of your problems are mechanical problems. And thankfully, I have like 100 pre-recorded aim trainings, training routines for my private coaching. So I'll find something good for you after this VOD review.
Oh.
Another lamps.
Player standing.
And you definitely need to use the dash ability. Like, this is like a final note of your defender's side. You are definitely... you're not maximizing the efficiency of the Jett utility. And that's one of the big problems. Like, you're not using dash ability enough to fight the enemies. You're mostly using it as a repositioning tool. Smokes are flying all over the map. You're using updraft when you should not use the updraft, like, essentially. I mean, that's kinda it, basically. Like, not using the glide to reach some positions. Like, efficiency of your utility usage is very, very low. Very, very, very low. Okay, now let's see what's happening on the attack, because I think he said that on attack he's struggling more, which is gonna be interesting. Okay, my dear tricksters, now it's time for the attacker side of Bind with Jett. So, on the attack, our default bomb site is once again B site. Our secondary priority, A site. But on Bind, you generally decide your patterns of pushing and what you want to do in the first few rounds based on your economy, enemy's economy, and what type of team compositions do we have in that specific game. So, basically on Bind, in the first round, if you have Sage, do a 5-man push onto the A site only through A short. You don't need the showers. Tell the Sage to wall right here. Tell your Omen brother or Brimstone Zinho to smoke like this. Take the lamps, take the frontside control, plant the spike, play the post plant. Now, if you don't have the Sage, but enemies don't have the Cypher, we go onto the B site. Basically doing a 5-man push through B, primarily going through the long area of the map. Basically, I will do some kind of a 4-1 split, where the spike is going long, and I'm going long. Always, always. And basically, we're just executing B side like a normal human beings. And what if enemies do have a Cypher? You know, they have Cypher Zinho, but you don't have a Sage. Then I would actually push A side once again. 5-man push only through A short. Essentially, on every single map in Valorant, you want to simplify your gameplay as much as possible. In the first round, only rely on the 5-man executes and try to basically, you know, play with your teammates. Like, do the best executes that you have. Like, try to see how good are the enemies, what are the enemies doing, how good are your teammates, how bad are your teammates, and what you need to do a bit better. Essentially, like, in the first 4 rounds, on the attacker side, I will never do some kind of a hardcore split. I will never flank, never lurk, never default, never do some kind of a solo play or solo shit, because I don't know how good or how bad are my teammates in that specific game. Now, with a Jett, no matter what I'm executing on Bind, in the first round, I would always go with a classic pistol, light shield, and 2 smokes, or 1 smoke and updrift. Why? Your job is not to fight the enemies here. Your job is not to fight the enemies here. Your job is even not to fight the enemies here and here. Your job is to fight the enemies here and here, essentially. I will do everything that is in my capabilities to avoid fighting in the main areas of the map. Jump spot the enemies, tell your teammates to pressure them with their utility. If you really need to use, you know, some of your utility, engage the enemies, etc, etc. And generally speaking, when you're playing a duelist such as Jett, whenever you die in this area of the map, you know, in the main areas of the map of any map, you could have done something better during that specific round. We could have engaged the enemies better. We could have pathed, had a better pathing. We could have asked our teammates to use some kind of a utility. We could have used some kind of abilities to engage the enemies. And essentially, that's how you play the first round of Bind. Another simple story. In the earlier stages of the game, the first 4 to 6 rounds, I would absolutely fucking avoid this and this area of the map. I would never in my life go into the window or into the showers in the first few rounds. You don't need to be there. All of your best executes are from the B long, which is much more important area of the map when you're executing B site, and A short area of the map, which is once again more important than showers, because one of your main priorities when you're playing dive type of agents is taking the lamps and frontside control and then fighting for the rest of the map control with your teammates. So avoid the showers, avoid the window, like, you know, only go there if you really need to go there for some reason. I don't know, like, you have a good idea to F up the enemies, you have like a good idea. It's a part of some kind of a great strategy from your teammates or something like that. Otherwise, B long and A short are your main areas of the map. Now, another rule that you should follow on bind: whenever enemies are eco, half buy, or bonus on a defender side, avoid this, this, and this. So what do we do, Charlatan? Farm and push through B long. Simple. Like, basically, we don't want to get butt fucked by the enemy's shorties, buckies, judges in the claustrophobic areas of the map. We don't want to end up in some kind of a crossfire. We don't want to die from the raised nade that is flying through the stupid teleporter. You know? In the B long area of the map, your teammates can make a very minimal amount of mistakes that you can easily compensate during those anti-eco, anti-halby, or anti-bonus rounds. And when you're pushing, doing a 5-man B-long push, you always tell your brimstone, your smoker controller, smoke this, and we are fighting only for the elbow control and bomb sec control. Of course, be aware that enemies can be window. We should be clearing it later. Anyways, and that's how we play bind. And whenever you are playing some kind of an eco and halby round, to be honest, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Like whatever you think is gonna work against the enemies. But the easiest skills that you can get on bind when you're playing some kind of an eco round with a movement type of agent such as Jett is in the lamps in front of the A site. I mean, just buy a shorty, buy the smoke, tell your sky, I don't know, someone to flash or drone something for you. Jump spot the enemies, aha, enemies are close, activate the dash ability, send it, brother, bop bop, take a kill, take that motherfucker's vandal, bop bop, bop bop. You get the point. And essentially, like, all of the best Jett executes and strategies are covered in my ranked playbook on my Discord server, but we're gonna see what type of executes you are doing and if I can recommend you something better. Let's see what our friend Sendude, did in the first round. So, enemies don't have a Cypher. We have Sage. We can do a 5-man push on B, or we can do a 5-man push through A short onto A side. Personally, I would do a 5-man push through A short onto A side, but we need to be aware of the fade and raise combo. Like the seize nade.
We can just go B.
Like, whenever you're playing, like, whenever you're starting a match in Valorant, or you're starting a half, always ask yourself, like, what can the enemies do to fuck me up? And what I need to be aware of. So in this match, based on the enemy's team composition. So in this match, we need to be aware of two things only. Number one, raise, fade, claw combo. Like medal, seize, nade. We need to see where they're doing that shit, and we need to avoid it 24/7. Like, most commonly, they're probably gonna try doing that crap combo in the B short area of the map through the teleporter, or they're gonna be spamming it in A short. So when we are pathing through this and this area of the map, we need to be mega, giga careful. And the second thing that we need to be aware of in this specific matches, whenever enemies have a pop flash agent, any pop flash agent, we need to play anti-flash system in the B-long area of the map, because this KO is probably gonna be spamming us with some pop flashes above the site, above the B-long area of the map, that are gonna give him some free kills. So instead of dying like a potato there, we should be baiting the shit out of our teammates here until they reach this position, and then connect with them and push the site together with them. Or, we can ask our teammates to give us utility to push that KO backwards and to deny that play. Like, maybe we can also use one smoke right here as a one-way, and then push with a smoke all the way here, and then, engage the enemies in the B-long area of the map. So that is how we think at the start of every match. Like, you should instantly be aware of all of the possibilities that you have and all of the possibilities, common possibilities, that enemies have. So, let's see what our friend Sendokan did in this round. We're sending it B. I don't know, man, like, the problem is like, they have a claw, they have a fade, they have the raise. I mean, if I'm pushing B site in this round against this team composition in the first round, I would just do a 5-man push through B long. I don't know, man. Like this chamber is gonna die like a potato, bro. I just feel it. You know, I don't need to see the VOD. They just have too much utility to TP and just destroy this idiot there. And that's why doing a 5-man push through A short, maybe a delayed 5-man A push through A short would have been a bit better idea. But let's see.
Keep up.
And yeah, like we can buy here like a classic and 2 smokes. I mean, enemies don't have any tripwires, any nanoswarms, anything to F us up on the lower ground. Okay, now we need to play anti-flash. Here I would play anti-flash. Like basically, I would wait my teammates to be all the way here, and I'm gonna stand here. When my teammates are there, at this position, then I'm gonna start moving towards my allies and taking the B-long area of the map. I know that your push is gonna be delayed a bit, but I think it's better for, you know, for you to protect your allies and that they don't die in this specific case. Or just tell them, like, guys, they have a KO, you know? We should do something about it in the B-long. But thankfully, KO didn't play B-side this round. Listen here, like, you know, like, if your teammates all, I mean, you need to be more aware of, you know, minimap awareness is definitely one of your main enemies. And on my Discord server, like, fuck, my Discord server is closed right now. There is a forum called As the Coach, and in that forum I have explained everything about minimap awareness in Valorant. But, like, you know, if I'm pushing the site here, right now I'm not fighting the enemies. So my focus is not gonna be the crosshair. Why would I look at my screen and at my crosshair? I'm not fighting the enemies. I'm not doing anything useful. Instead of that, let's take a look at the minimap to see what this neon is scouting. You know, what type of information this neon is gonna give me. And also, what are my teammates in the hookah doing? So I can do better execute. Here, for an example, if I saw 2 enemies in the window and neon didn't see anyone in this area of the map, why would I use the dash ability to execute a site? I mean, my neon is already, you know, in front of me. Enemies can be anywhere. In this type of situations, it is much better to use your dash ability to fight the enemies, to pick a fight. Why would I, you know, why would I use my dash ability to execute a site? Site is already executed. 3 enemies are definitely on A site. We revealed 2 enemies in the window. I would take that gamble. I would take the gamble where basically enemies stack the window and the 3 enemies are on A site. And I would just play with that specific information. Like this smoke and this dash, even if you hit them, they would just be wasted. You know? Especially the smoke. Okay, activating the dash ability was fine because, I mean, we still don't know where are all of the enemies. When are we gonna fight the enemies? Like, of course, that dash was fine. But not using the dash, just activating it. But smoke, absolute waste. So, that smoke as well. Like, instead of smoking the window, why don't we push the window? Why are we planting the spike right now? I will be yelling at my teammates here, guys, let's pinch them in the window before the rest of the enemy team connects with them. There is 1 guy in the teleporter, 1 guy in the window, and 1 guy is probably either behind my teammates in B short or in the CT. Fuck planting the spike. Listen, planting the spike is the last thing you should do in a game of Valorant. On an attacker side. Like, if the fights are not completed, if there's something better for you to do something that's better. Fight with your allies, if they're already close. Play on a refrag potential. take some space, I don't know, anything. Like, plant the spike only when all of the fights are done, when the site is cleared, and there's nothing better for us to do at that moment of time. The only times when planting the spike is worth it for you, as soon as possible, is if you're in a numbers disadvantage, or like you're in an economy disadvantage. Or you're playing in a really high elo lobbies, like, you know, pro elo lobbies, like top 1000 players in Europe, NA, etc. Then, okay, in these lobbies, like, planting the spike ASAP is really good, like, you know, to waste as much time as possible from the opposing team. But in your elo, any elo below Immortal 3, most of the rounds you're not gonna win on based on the timer ticking down and shit like that. Most of the rounds you're gonna win or lose based on what you do, based on what your teammates do, and how you compensate the mistakes of your allies.
The northern hookah.
Like here, instead of, I don't know, I would have pressured these guys and, you know, would have held my teammates on B short, kill the guy in the hookah, then we deal with the guy in the teleporter, and then we deal with the guy in the CT. All together. And every fight is safe because, you know, we're fighting together, like, at the end of the day.
One coming CT.
So okay, no one was actually in the TP, that was just one guy in the window. Even better. Even better. Like, two guys are stuck in the CT, like, there's a smoke there, we don't need to push them. Let's fuck up this idiot, like, in the window, like, he's alone, you know. We delete that guy. That's it. Round is over.
It was in the smoke.
Listen, in the post plans, always follow one specific rule. You always want to play with the most aggressive teammate that either has the highest chances of dying, or a teammate that is doing something useful for you. That is the advice that you follow generally in Valorant, on both attackers and defender side. So here, instead of me going elbow, I'm not gonna go elbow alone. Because right now what's happening is, like, Omen is isolating 1v1 duel, you're isolating 1v1 duel, and only your Chamber and Sage are playing together. I will just play with the Omen backside. Why not? Raze is in the window, enemy KO is in the CT. Pure refrag potential. Like, playing on the numbers of 2 is very important in Valorant. Like, that's one of the main rules that you follow in Valorant. Like, you always want to fight together and never alone. It is better for you to die together rather than dying alone. Whenever you die alone, in some 50-50 gunfight, you could have done something better most of the time, instead of forcing that 50-50 fight.
It was in the smoke.
There's still one hookah.
For example, fighting together with your teammates. Okay, I don't know, in that first round you were mega useless, to be honest. Like, you did absolutely nothing. All of your game decisions were, like, suboptimal, except pushing the B long area of the map. That was actually good. So, pay more attention, man. Like you need to, like, you know, this low elo, medium elo in Valorant is one of the hardest to grind. You know, theoretically speaking, Immortal 3 to read and grind is the hardest, but in practice, like, you know, going from Iron 1 to Immortal 3, if you're not, you know, if you're only focusing on yourself and your own gameplay, and you're not trying to compensate the mistakes of your allies, and you're not focusing on your teammates at all, you're gonna have a hell of a time grinding this game. Hell of a time. Like, when you're going from Iron 3 to, you know, Immortal 3, you need to develop yourself as an individual player. You need to, you know, start reading the enemies and countering the enemies, and in the same time, you need to start babysitting the shit out of these mentally disabled teammates that you're gonna get, like, 70% of times in Valorant. But Charlatan, does that mean that's only, like, 30% of community that is normal? Absolutely right. I'm in that 70% of mentally disabled.
The big
Last
one.
time 2 were there, so be careful.
Okay, so we already explained this second round. Like, basically, you know, enemies are eco halby. We do a 5-man push through the B long. Smoke this. Paranoimus Rex goes into the elbow. And you, as a Jett player, you can do some kind of a safe execute. You know, where you don't risk so much. Like, whenever enemies are eco and halby, I'm never taking any huge risks. Like, basically, if enemies are eco and halby, I would probably just do something like this. You know? Get up here, and from this position, fight together with my teammates. I don't really want to do this, because, you know, what if the charlatan is playing with a shorty? Bap. I love that play a lot. Whenever I'm eco and halby, I just chill here, wait for the enemies to execute a sight. Easiest kill of my life. Fight with your teammates, you know, like, slow down a bit when enemies are eco and halby. Now, if you lose a first round, in a second round, like, I would just send it A short, buy a shorty, buy a smoke, and just run down the lamps. We can go over the truck, behind the enemies, we can straight send it into the enemy's face. Really depends on a lot of different factors. Here, very good that you're going B long. Now, you didn't buy the heavy shield because you saved the light shield from the first round. That's fine. Stinger is fine. Frenzy, like, I mean, we picked it from the ground. Who cares? Now, listen here. So, we're pushing B long. Claw did a really fast smoke in B long. And a very unusual smoke as well. Here, there is 90% of chance that she is playing inside of this smoke or in the garden with a shotgun. Personally, I would just wait. As a Jett player, you just don't have enough utility to counter this play. I would just chill. Fuck it. That is the first option. Second option that we will have to use the smoke and dash to reveal that claw. So basically, I would do something like this and try to extend the range with, you know, extend the range with her, because there is no way that someone is not playing some shotgun right now here. Especially when you notice that controllers on a defender side are using some fast, unusual smokes. Most of the times that means that they're using that smoke for some kind of a play. Either to push you, to fuck you up with shotguns, to F you up in some other way. Your spider senses should be fully tingling when you see the, you know, some instant smoke in Valorant from controllers. Like here, and also we need to tell our teammates that one guy can be garden. Like, I mean, communicate. Tell them, like, we didn't really clear the long. I don't know, I wouldn't even push this smoke. Like, this is suicide, man. Okay. I mean, this could have been, like, really fucking bad, let's be honest. But okay, I mean, that's Valorant. You know, game of timings, game of luck, game of gambling. It worked this time. But I think the result would have been the same, even if you just waited the smoke to disappear. Like, it doesn't matter. Because, you know, the smoke was like only like 2 seconds away from disappearing. And this was mega obvious. Like this is like, you know, 101 bind gameplay.
They were both there.
I mean, it should be obvious for you, you know, in the future.
One CT, one drop. I mean,
Here, now we just fight together. Okay, fine.
Nice. Oh, no.
Fine. Okay. Now we are playing the bonus round, halby round. Sure, we can send it A short. I don't know, man. Literally, you know, if you have Sage in your team on bind, I really don't think there is a reason for you to take the lamps, the showers, sorry, in the first, like, 2 or 3 times when you push the A site. Like most of the times, like that wall and planting the spike is all that you need to do. It is better if you have like maybe chamber lurking in the showers and the rest of the team is just focusing on A short. If you take the lamps, take the frontside control, plant the spike with a wall. Okay. Better than risking 2 of your teammates with a spike, dying in the showers, and then you need to retake the spike, then you need to compensate their mistakes, in low elo, from Iron 1 to Diamond 3, the more you simplify your gameplay, the more success you're gonna find. Like, the more you play with your teammates, you call for the 5-man executes, you'll be able to compensate their mistakes. When you allow your teammates to do whatever the fuck they want, you know, to default, to go left and right, I mean, sometimes they are not gonna listen to you, so there's really nothing to do, but from my experience, when I was playing in those low elo lobbies, I don't know, people kind of listen to me 60 or 70% of the times. They're just waiting for some call out. Okay, once again, this smoke is mega sus. I don't fall for this shit, man. Like, Claw did this smoke in the first 1 second of a round, without any information, without any reason to do it, which is even worse. You know, 99% of chances she is playing inside of this smoke with a judge. Like it is mega obvious. And you need to call out that type of shit, scream in their ears. Tell them. First of all, you need to be aware of it. Of these type of timings in place. It is stupid to fall for this type of shit. Then when you realize what enemies are going for, I will be screaming to this Omen, Omen, Claw, they have a judge in that smoke. They have a fucking judge in that smoke. Let's wait for the smoke to go down and then push it. Or, you know, let's try to spam it a bit. Let's clear it with Neon Stun, something, I don't know, Chamber trademark. And listen, I mean, if enemies are using this type of a one-way on A short, especially when you're playing Jett, your main job is to execute a site. You know? I would just avoid fighting here as much as I can. I would just do, especially in eco halberd rounds, bonus rounds. My job is to smoke, dash, take the space. You know, smoke, dash, take the space. Like, your job is to end. To fight here. 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 And that's it. Like, that is your job. Your job is not to take this fight. If I don't need to take it, I will gladly avoid it. Because that is going to allow me to have higher chances of actually closing the gap with the enemies, applying the pressure, and then fighting together with my teammates. Fuck this fight, especially, you know, there's a one-way smoke here. How am I going to peek this? It's impossible. My enemies are always going to see me before I see them. Just stupid peek. I will just get in the smoke. Okay, Claw went back. She went on the right side. Let's do this. Reveal the enemies. And now I have a stinger. And I'm closing the gap with the enemies with the stinger and trying to take a kill. If I see the enemy Jett in the middle of the open there. Okay, great. Ba. And also, I mean, you heard the Claw pop. She was running back from that smoke. Oh, you survived actually. What? Personally, in this round, you should stay with a stinger. Because, you don't have a dash ability anymore. You don't have a single smoke. So yeah. This is not gonna be fun playing with a judge. How you have 5,000 credits? Just a second. How's that possible? Listen, in this round, I would actually change the frenzy for the shorty, because Stinger shorty combo is amazing on bind, especially when you need to trade yourself for some kills in bonus rounds, eco rounds, halbay rounds, etc, etc. Like shorty on this map is just mega powerful, man. Like fuck the frenzy if you already have money to afford it. I don't know, here I would just stay with a Stinger, but this neon wall could have allowed us to take a kill. I don't know why you were running here, like, to be honest, with this neon wall, you can also walk up into the showers instead of just jumping. And also, like, you know, if I was pathing here, you know, my dude is a rabbit. My dude is a straight up from Bugs Bunny, bro. Like, what the fuck is this? If I'm pushing here, first of all, I need to clear this angle. I would jump like this, and then I would jump like this, closing the gap with the enemies in the lamps. And then I would do this type of shit, closing the gap with an enemy that can be the furthest away from the choke point. But I would never, like, what was this? Come on.
Lamps.
But okay, I mean, it was a bonus round, so who cares? Like,
They played in a smoke garden last
okay.
time.
Good info, but we should be aware of the flash more. Listen, generally, like, the 5-man push through the B-long is the easiest and the best execute on bind for ranked solo queue environment. Like, that is the, you know, something that I would recommend players to use more often and to try more often in the earlier stages of the game. And if the 5-man pushes through the B-long are not working, then do something else, you know. Like, the problem of this map is that every single choke point, except the B-long, works in the favor of the enemies. Like here, they can make a potato sandwich out of us. They can F us up with the shotguns in so many different ways, like pushing this area of the map is a suicide move. Showers work in the favor of the defender side players. A short as well. B-long is the only, like, neutral area of the map where nobody has some kind of an advantage, essentially. And it's very easy to clear, it's very clean to execute with the proper utility usage and smokes and setups. Yeah. And same as on any other map, like, you know, in the first, 4 to 6 rounds on bind, I would recommend you to try the 5-man playstyle. You know, always pushing S5 together, the same area of the map. And after 4th, 5th, or 6th round, you need to make a decision. Can you do that? Is that actually working for you? Do you need to default more? Do you need to fake? Do you need to split the map? What you need to do based on how enemies play. I don't know, here I would be like, whenever you're using a TP from location 1 to location 2, clear the location 2, clear every inch of that location. Like basically, whenever I take a TP on an attacker side from B to A, but rather, like, if you have time, clear, like, this, check that position, clear this, and now move forward. Unless you really need to, you know, run onto the A site. And also here, I would have played with my teammates, to be honest. Like, this play that he is going for, okay, maybe it's gonna work. I don't know. Like, there is a chance. But the problem is, like, he is not walking. He is not keeping his location a secret. Like, right now, an enemy can easily be on A short, waiting for him to peek. If I was going for this play, for which he is going at this moment of time, I would just shift. Fuck it. I mean, like, I cannot let the enemies know what I'm doing. And it's a very risky play anyways. But we're 3 versus 5. We still have a Sage wall. We have the Omen smokes. Enemies don't have a Sentinel on a defender side. Yes, we are in a huge numbers disadvantage, but still it's a very winnable round if the enemies rotated from A to B. Most of the enemies.
Last player standing.
And that's why, you know, like, if we kill that Jett and we kill that KO, we will be like 3 versus 3. And the round is a bit easier, like, I don't know. Like, we knew that our teammates are gonna instantly pick some kind of a fight on A. And there's no way in this elo that I would let 2 of my teammates fight, like, 2 or 3 enemies on A site at that moment of time.
Down A.
Now, this is a save. To be honest, I would not even try to win this round. Like, we have a full shield. We have a Vandal. Like, if we save this weapon, we have a full buy in the next round as well. We can buy the weapons for our teammates. Like, some rounds in Valorant, it's not worth, like, not worth fighting. Like, if the match is already not over, if a round, you know, is really, really hard to win, save the weapon, let's focus on the next one, and that's it. Play some exit frags, try to get as many kills as possible, and just save the weapon. Also, like, I mean, this match that we're reviewing today was mostly lost on a defender side. Like, on a defender side of Bind, you need to get at least 8 or 9 rounds in order to win your games. Like, in 70% of the matches on Bind, where you, like, get less than 8 rounds on defense, you've instantly lost that match on the attack. Because on attack, like, it's really hard to attack this map with random idiots in solo queue. Oh, video lagging a bit. That's a nice skill.
40 on me.
Okay. Raze is on site. Fade is on site. Claw is
30
unknown.
seconds left.
Well,
Nice try.
I mean, we had to clear that angle like there. But anyways, like, I don't know. Like, this was... Like, you need to be smurfing in order to win that 1 versus 4. And I don't think that our friend is, like, smurfing. You see here, like, if he actually saved this weapon, that would be huge. Because this guy can buy Vandal and Light Shield in the next round. Vandal Light Shield. Vandal Heavy Shield, maybe. And we can drop for the Sage. And we also have the buy. Like, and we focus on winning the next round. You know, sometimes, like, you know, like, in Valorant, sometimes you want to be focused on the short run, but most of the times you want to be focused on the long run, like focusing your economy, or your overall win conditions, like, throughout the match.
I can get orb if you want.
Holy shit, who picks the B-long area of the map like that?
One's in garden.
Good pick.
That's not gonna reveal us.
2 here.
Listen, if I see this one more time during the VOD reviews, I'm gonna cut my penis off and eat it live. Well, instantly. Like, if the distance between you, wall, or a smoke, and an enemy is not working in your favor, or you don't know the exact location of the enemy's body, don't randomly spray that smoke. Especially not with the weapons, with the bullet tracers that are visible. So, if I'm pushing the B long area of the map, and I have this smoke right here. Okay, we have the claw smoke. I'm not going to spam this smoke in my life. Ever. First, at least. Unless, maybe, enemy on the bomb site is revealed because of the Cypher ultimate. So a dart. Fade reveal. I know the exact location of that enemy. I can see his bullet tracers and maybe spam him back. Otherwise, it is much easier for this guy to find your body instead of for you to find his body. Why? Because you're closer to the smoke and closer to the wall that you're spamming. Like, it's much easier for him to find your head. Because if here is the smoke, I don't know, maybe that guy is up here, there. Like, his head can be anywhere. But when he is spamming us, my head is only here, you know? There's not too much gamble that he needs to do in order to kill me. I'm much closer to that smoke, and I'm easier target to be sprayed down. That's why, if this distance is not equal, or you know, you're not further away from the wall or smoke that you want to spam, most of the times you don't want to spam it. And that's it. And also, like, when you see this smoke in garden, don't behave towards this smoke like it's some kind of a defensive smoke. A lot of the times I use this smoke to outplay the enemies. You know, in the garden area of the map. Like, enemies can easily, like, use this portion to peek you. A lot of times I position this smoke like this, so I can play inside of it, in this corner, and then surprise you, maybe with this peek. Like, we should be more careful and looking more on the edges of this smoke, because the claw can peek at any moment of time. And we need to clear, you know, this garden area of the map more methodically. This execute is usually a trash can execute. Like, basically, on B set of bind, you don't have too many executes with Jett. Like, basically, one execute is this, you know, using a smoke up there, dash, and then, you know, peeking the enemies. But when you're using a smoke up here, you always want to use it in the wall, so the smoke is blocking the vision of the enemies. You can clear this angle, enter here. Then, we can dash into our teammate's smoke with the shotguns and, you know, close range weapons to try to take the elbow, try to kill the enemies with the shotguns. Smoke, dash here is also fine. Basically, like, doing this, blocking the enemy's vision at the backside, clearing this position, and then, you know, taking the site. Smoke dash here is also a good execute, basically blocking the enemy's vision there, dashing into this corner, and from this position, contesting the enemies together with our teammates. Smoke dash into this corner is also good, because this smoke allows you to pressure the enemies into the site, while you're fully hidden from other angles. One execute that I kinda stay away from, as much as possible, is this crap, because once the smoke disappears, you are fucked if your teammates don't follow you up. Now, what he did here, like, the problem with this execute is, you know, you're committing to the fight instead of taking a jiggle pick fight like this. Or if he dash here, you know, he clears this, and now he can jiggle pick the claw and take a fight. Take a fight. Take a fight. He doesn't need to commit. Like, this execute that he did, you either win at this 50-50 or you die. There's nothing else that can happen, essentially. And you just rely on your stupid mechanical skill to win that fight. And of course, in the middle of your Jett executes, you should always be scouting the map and, you know, flicking left and right to gather the information for yourself. And also, this was another problem as well. I mean, you're dashing in the face of that guy. Like, here, you know, it's very easy for him to track you inside of your smoke and to kill you. That's another problem. That's why this execute is... It just doesn't exist, like pressuring the enemies like this. Like with a Jett, you're getting up here, getting inside of this 90-degree corner, inside of this corner, inside of this corner. And that's it. With the smokes like here, 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 and here. Done. If you already wanted to dash towards that claw, I would just use a smoke with a shorty, dash, and try to delete that guy with a shorty. Why would I even use a Vandal? Because he has a shorty. I mean, that's why I buy a shorty, man. To take those easy kills. Like, you don't need to aim. Shorty is... Muy bien weapon. Muy bien. Molto bene, molto bene. You didn't buy a shorty to never use it, you know?
Nice.
And now we pray to God that our teammates are gonna win this, and they somehow did. Okay. I mean, enemies are playing a full buy again.
Okay.
But we notice that enemies are a bit weaker on B side, so why not try B again? And generally, with this team composition, how the hell enemies are gonna defend the B side? I don't know. How are they gonna defend the B long area of the map, for an example? I mean, there is a way. Like, they can just kill us all. But if you play smart, if you do proper pathing, proper utility users, like, they're fucked. Okay, once again, this smoke on A short is, you know, a bit fast from the enemy claw.
A.
I would spam this smoke. I would definitely spam this smoke with the Omen. You know, like, and when you're spamming this smoke, like this is how you spam it. No, Omen did a stupid spam, to be honest. Like, most of the times when I do this smoke, I don't play inside of it, up here. I play actually inside of it, right here. And then as you're pushing in, I'm going up and then killing you. You know, I'm dodging your spam right here. So that is why you need to spam middle of the box, like this or like this. So you want to spam this portion, you see? Like, basically, maybe do one full magazine, like this. Maybe 15 bullets, I don't know. Then 5 bullets, like, just to scout this area of the map. At the end of the day, we can just wait for that smoke to go down and just reheat the site like a normal human beings. Here, I would definitely call for the 20-second rule. I would cut the noise for 20 seconds and reheat the site after 20 seconds. Like, there's no way I would rotate or do some weird shit.
Yeah, we probably should.
And brother, like, chamber trademarks are criminal. Smooth criminal, bro. Smooth criminal. Like, what the fuck am I watching, man? A ranked playbook on Discord server, chamber. I don't know, like on bind on a attacker side, you're playing chamber. Like, trademark goes here when you're pushing, you know, A side through like A short. Trademark goes here when you're pushing B side through the window. Now, if I'm pushing B side through and B along area of the map as well, as soon as the trademark is useless, pick it up, reset it, and then we're gonna do it something else, somewhere else. You're pushing, you know, you want to take the lamp's control. At least give me a trademark like that is, you know, somewhere in this area of the map. You know, you can still play around it. And enemies need to do all of this in order to flank and lurk. But at least I'm safe from this stupid push here. Bare minimum. I should have that from my chamber. And he can still play around it here, here. It's fine. He can keep it active. But who the hell puts a trademark like this? Where the hell do you see that, guys?
We'll go clear side.
Go, go, go.
Go long.
Alright.
In some universe, this idea to go long right now would be good. But we are 4 versus 4. Our Neon is running like a maniac. We cannot trust the boogeyman here. And I would actually play with my Neon. And I would leave this task of clearing the long area of the map in the hands of my chamber and Omen. Anyways, here, like, we needed to cut our noise a bit. I would actually do a silent rotation and wait for the chamber and Omen. I mean, you and Neon, why would you fight on the B set alone? Like, there's only 4 enemies alive. 4 enemies alive. In the worst case scenario, you're gonna fight 3 people on B. 4v3, I'll take it. I'll take it. In the optimal case scenario, it's gonna be 4v2, and in the best case scenario, 4v1. Why don't we just, you know, regroup together, hit the bomb site together? What's the problem? Why do we need to push so fast into the B side? Why do we need to fight alone?
Alright, we're on our way. Nice, good pick.
This fade is just, you know, mentally disabled. Like it's not that you did some kind of a good play. Like, that fade could have killed your Neon ages ago. That fade could have surprised you and killed you if she played any smarter. Like, I mean, you cannot just sit in that corner and wait for the enemies to destroy you with a peeker's advantage. Like, he could have just played close to the B long. You're pressing the W key, clearing the angles. As you're clearing the angles, I just surprise you. You know, ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba. And then ba-ba-boo, ba-ba-ba. Neon goes into the site. Okay, now I can walk here. Let the Neon do whatever the fuck the Neon wanna do. Bop. Bop. 2 easy kills.
I smoke CT.
One down. My ult's
Nice,
ready.
TB, 1 TB.
1 TP.
They smoke off the ground. Blinding Hoover.
Oh my god, the recoil on that gun.
Listen, one rule that you should always follow in Valorant. Whenever you finish a fight on some off angle, some position, no matter if you got a kill or you didn't get a kill, always reposition or change the way in which you're holding that angle, if there is another way of holding it. Like here, as soon as we finish the fight
Blinding Hoover.
with the enemy Jett in the beam in the CT area of the map, that's it. I'm falling down, and now my main task is only to pick the gunfights together with my teammates. I know that one enemy is CT, one enemy is window. We have a dash ability, and you know, my Neon pushes CT. I'm pushing CT as well, fighting with the Neon, refragging Neon. My teammates want to fight in window. I'm using the dash ability, fighting with my teammates in window. But I'm not gonna stay in the same position where enemies revealed me like 2 seconds ago.
One down. My ult's
Nice, 1
ready.
TB, 1 TB.
10 seconds actually.
They smoke off the ground. Blinding Hoover.
Oh my god, the recoil on that gun.
40 clove.
Like here, like instead of him staying on the site and watching his teammates dying, he should have moved inside of the site as soon as he saw that Neon is pushing the smoke and just fight from the site. Just stay inside of the site. And then, you know, your teammates are taking a duel in the window. Peek, take a duel. Peek, take a duel. Peek, take a duel. Like, how you position yourself in the postmans is mega important. Like, and your positioning 80% of the times depends on what your teammates want to do, not really what you want to do, and also like what type of abilities and
Inside.
ultimates enemies have.
Oh, they're both on site.
Last player standing.
Also here, like, listen, gather the information for your crosshair by jump spotting the enemies more. Like, jump spotting mechanic is the most underutilized mechanic from an average, like, low elo player in Valorant. Like, you lost the information on the enemies. You don't know exactly, you don't know where is the KO. You don't know exactly how he is holding this angle, how he is holding your peak. Jump spot the KO, and then with a perfect crosser, peeker's advantage, and the Ferrari swing, we delete that KO from the existence, and that's an easier fight. Like, there is no way that I would peek this angle here without knowing what the fuck is happening on site. I don't know about this smoke. I mean, I personally didn't hear it. I don't know where is the claw. I don't know if this KO is on top of this box, below the box, below the bomb set, because my chamber doesn't see him. Why would I gamble my crosshair placement? No reason.
Last player.
A lot of mistakes in that postman. A lot. Generally, your postmans don't make any sense. Like, you need to prioritize. Like, you have this type of a teammate such as Neon. You know, some ADHD kid like on like cocaine and like 20 boosters. Like, follow that guy. I try to refrag him somehow. Like, I mean, you're playing Jett at the end of the day. You're as fast as he is with the dash ability.
Gotta go. Get out of my way. Here we go. Fire in the hole.
Okay.
Spike down B.
Enemy is. Give me those back.
144 fade.
Map awareness, like 0 points. But thankfully, there is a training for map awareness as well in Valorant, and you're gonna get it. Now, when it comes to this round, like, I would generally advise you to follow the advice that I've given you at the start of this attacker side. Like, try to unbind in this elo to focus more on, you know, cleaner executes. Like, using the B long area of the map more. A short area of the map. Like, don't allow your teammates to go into showers and into the window unless, you know, we really need a control of the window and or some kind of a pressure there. Like, I truly believe that on attacker side of bind, if you go 12 rounds in a row onto the B side, through the B long, and you smoke the window and the CT, you will win 10% more rounds in low elo than like trying to, you know, create some unpredictable pattern of pushing, going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, faking this, faking that. Only because, like, executing from the B long, especially when the enemies don't have a sentinel, I mean, they don't have a cipher, it's just easy. Not a lot of mistakes that they can actually make. I mean, your teammates. I'm sure this is a question you have answered a million times, but is there a raffle for this on stream VOD review, or is it a pay thing? There's like 3 ways how you can get a live VOD review. Number 1 is like with the Twitch channel points. That's free, obviously, you just watch the streams. Second way is like, I do giveaways on my Discord server on every 50 Twitch subs. And the third way is like, if you're a tier 3 sub on my Discord server, every month you get a guaranteed, like, live VOD review. And tier 3 subs also always get, they get the access to all of the private servers on my Discord server, private channels on my Discord server. And also when I review their VODs, I always give them some kind of private coaching videos, training, like much more additional coaching stuff than if you get a free, you know, VOD review or something. But anyways, like, my VOD reviews are always like 3, 4, 5 hours. Like, I'm discussing everything in depth.
CT.
Okay, so we enter the side with the neon. We kill the claw.
144 fade.
Why would we react with the dash ability here? I mean, you're not fighting the enemies. And one thing that we need to pay attention on here is like enemy KO once again has the ultimate. We need to get a gun from the claw as soon as possible, because if that KO pops the ultimate, we are donezo. And we didn't pay attention, like, pay more attention on the enemy's general abilities and the ultimate status. Like, that dictate, like, economy. Yours economy. Enemy's economy. What type of abilities you have. What type of abilities enemies have. Heavily dictates, like, what you can do in a match of Valorant. What you need to do in a specific match. And team compositions, obviously.
Okay, CT.
One enemy.
Oh my god, you're so good.
Nice. Good round, Omen.
Like here, instead of going, you know, elbow, he should have just picked up this gun from the claw and fight with the Omen. Once again, like, postplans are criminal from your side. I mean, it's not that you're doing something bad, but you're not doing anything good as well. You're just useless, like a neutral monster in your jungle camp, basically in Dota 2 and League of Legends. Like, let's try to, you know, fight with our teammates more. Like, just, you end up in a post plant. First thing you should ask yourself, how can enemies fuck me up? And what should I do about it? And second thing you should ask yourself is, like, where the hell are my teammates? Which one of my teammates has the highest chances of dying? Or is the most aggressive? You should play with that guy. Done.
Friends.
And in the rare, you know, the third question can be like, what I need to hold for my teammates, obviously, like, which angles they are not holding. Okay, in this round, we're pushing the A side angle, clearing criminal behavior, like swinging with this crosshair placement, like, brother. At the end of the day, if you don't want to jiggle pick the angles, if you don't want to cut the pie, if we're not using any recon utility, jump spot the enemies. You know, Neon is running in front of you, jump spot, and now, ba-ba-bap. You know, we can activate the dash ability, take a small fight, get that guy out of the server. By doing this, you're not playing a Euro Truck Simulator. You're not driving around the corners, like, you know, what the fuck is this? Like, cut the angles, one at a time. Even if your Neon is jumping like an idiot, you cannot do this, because your Neon is not fighting. You're not ready with your crosshair placement and movement for a fight as well. Pay attention to that.
Reloading.
Okay. As I said, like, first of all, spike on bind should always go B long, and A short, because it is much easier to retrieve the spike in B long and A short if we lose it in those two areas of the map. Spike should never go through the window and through the, like, showers area of the map. Only if a very large group of teammates is going through that area of the map. Like, you have like 3, 4, or all 5 of you guys are going through the showers and, you know, window. Yeah, sure. We can carry the spike. Here, Chamber is alone going through the showers with a spike. What the fuck am I playing? What am I looking at, guys? At the end of the day, even if you're playing a duelist, so you're playing Jett, pick up the spike with yourself. Because when you take a spike, that is one mental warfare that you can win against your teammates. Like, you tell your teammates on Lotus or Bind, hey guys, let's do a 5-man push through B long. Take the spike with yourself. Send it. Tell them, I'm gonna sell the spike. You know, if you don't follow me. Like, and, you know, as you're about to execute a site, just drop the spike here, and let's go for the execute. At the end of the day, if the execute works, we can pick up the spike at any moment of time and just plant it. But if I lose a spike in the bats, my chamber loses it. I'm playing a retake of the spike. That game doesn't exist in Valorant. And in this round, once again, I would follow the 20-second rule, like, first, brother, when you're editing this, like, write on the screen, you know, what is the 20-second rule, so I don't need to repeat myself 24/7. But 20-second rule is molto bene in Valorant. Very, very good. Very, very good.
Face your fear.
Okay, I mean, this execute that he did is one of the riskiest, you know, risky executes on the A set of bind. It's good to sometimes do it, especially if your teammates are fighting from showers and from the A short area of the map. But this kind of, you know, on my list of executes, this is like B+ tier, you know, somewhere in the middle. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Essentially, like, but it's okay, you know. It's okay. Just that second smoke was completely unnecessary because, you know, you're blocking your own vision. You don't know where are the enemies, and enemies can easily spam you, you know, inside of this smoke if they're maybe like, you know, at the bench right now or something like that.
Spike down A.
Flank, flank, flank. One flank. Raise flank.
Spike down.
Ah, Raze killed us from behind.
Flank, flank, flank. One flank.
Face your fear.
I mean, like, to be honest, like, you know, not having a chamber trip behind us is like criminal. Like, I mean, okay, this round is not really, not really your mistake. At least not the ending of the round. Like, and enemies did a really good play. But please, like, from now on, if you have a chamber in team, and your chamber is going for, you know, going through the lamps, tell him to give you at least this trademark. At least this. Or this. And to keep it active. Like it's so stupid. Like, how we don't have any like, or, I don't know, this. I don't know, in anything for the A short area of the map. This is one of the rare rounds which we lost, like, because, you know, enemies did a good play, your teammates did a shit play, so it is what it is. We move on to the next one. Listen, guys, on bind, on the attacker side, taking the B-long area of the map and garden is far more important than taking the window in general. Why? Because if you push only through the window, we need to jump from this smoke onto this site. You're consistently in some kind of a disadvantage. And when you end up here, you end up in such a huge crossfire if you don't have the garden control. But when you're pushing through the B-long only, and you have, let's say, a smoke in the window, smoke in the CT, and flash for the elbow. In order for enemies to kill you through the window, they need to jump on this stupid box here. And that's always a risk. You know, like, essentially. It's much easier to fight the enemies through the B-long rather than prioritizing the hook. And anyways, like, I don't know, like, why people even prioritize the window. Window is such a pointless area of the map, like, You don't even need it most of the time. It's more of a lurking, flanking area of the map, and that's it. Like, and also like, it's good that you're prioritizing be along area of the map yourself, but you know, here as your teammates are pushing the window, you need to slowly walk up towards the garden so that your teammates don't end up in some kind of a crossfire when they're dropping from the window. We need to walk here. We need to walk. Walkie talkie, bro. Yo, we cannot jump. Run. Where is the tie, bro? Okay, we need to clear all of these angles. One at a time, one at a time.
Yeah, TP to other side.
Zozo, I'm gonna go through TP.
It's a lot of noise.
I really think that in these games, like cutting the noise and reheating the sites would be a bit better idea than doing any rotations.
Okay, I'm going.
And please, like, whenever you're using a TP from B to A, or from A to B, it doesn't matter. Like, check every angle, like, be more careful. Like, you're kind of swinging in these positions, like, you know, one enemy right now can be anywhere. Unless you obviously know, like, if you know the position of all of the enemies, then you don't need to be careful at all. But brother, you know, here we open this, check this angle, check this position, that position, that position, this position, you know, check that. Everything, like, check this as well, like, and then move forward. Nothing, like, I don't know, unless you're a wizard and a Nostradamus or some shit like that, you know, or you're such a great player such as Voodoo, then you know, you can actually do this, like, but I don't know, man. I'm not a wizard. You're not a wizard. Only Harry Potter is the wizard, you know. Like, so.
Careful CT.
And right now, to be honest, like, because two of my teammates are A short, I would just play A short with them. Refrag potential. We have a dash ability. We can easily make the numbers advantage with a dash. Play together. Ba ba boo ba ba ba.
I'm gonna smoke heaven.
Play together, die together.
Oops, sorry.
Play alone,
KO's there.
KO7.
die alone, and you're an idiot. Sandwich.
Good cut.
Listen, yes, in a long-range gunfights in Valorant, you can use the ADS to be more precise with the Vandal. Obviously, it's good. But whenever the ADS is blocking some angle for you, you know, some other position from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time, don't use it. Right now, you don't know who's gonna peek you first. Is it gonna be enemy from the backside? Enemy from top of the tower? You don't know from which angle enemies can peek you. Like, we cannot really trust these two teammates that are holding A short because they're very sloppy. You know, how they're holding it. So, I don't want this part of the gun to maybe block my vision and to be... for me to notice this guy
Good cut.
a bit later, but that's a good kill, as you said.
One enemy remaining.
The trade.
He's on.
Last player standing.
55. Nice.
What?
I don't want to speak about this, like... No, I don't wanna speak about this. I don't wanna. You.
Huge me.
Like, these type of rounds, they should not happen ever. Like for you, if you're serious about your grind, if you really want to rank up, if you really want to get better, if you really want to get Radiant for the first time, like this type of, like, this is just stupid. I mean, you heard the, you know, third ticking sound of the spike. There was only like 10 seconds for the spike to explode. We have a dash ability, we have 2 smokes, and a jump spotting mechanic to, you know, delay the enemy Jett from defusing the spike. And what you decide to do is like contest the enemy Jett in a 50-50 gunfight with a dash ability instantly. Brother, come on, man. Like that's such an unnecessary risk. But also, I was speaking about this from the start of this post plant. I would have just played with my teammates on A short. You know, I hold the back for them, they hold the site. When we reveal all of the enemies, we fight together and I'm able to refrag them at any moment of time.
That's my.
Listen, when you're pushing the B long area of the map and clearing the B long, like this is the... If you already want to swing the B long, you know, you just want to clear, like you want to fight the enemies here. One of the best ways to do it is, number one, by jump spotting the enemies from here and then going for the peak. Number two, jiggle peeking these angles or swinging them, using the jump crouch mechanic to get on the wall and then finishing the clearance like this. Because nobody has a good crosshair placement for this spot. Everyone is either holding this or this. No one is, you know, gonna hold you on top of the... your peak on top of the bench.
Flashing.
So here, if you peeked on top of the, you know, bench, this would have been even easier.
Yikes. Reloading.
Nobody's in hookah.
I don't know, like, as long as the enemies have a KO, I would be doing a one-way smoke here. We just never know when he's gonna decide, you know. Pop flashing us in belong. On both attackers and defender side, you're wasting a lot of your utility. Smokes, updrafts, dashes, like... efficiency needs to be much higher. We talked about that on a defender side.
B. Last player standing.
And okay, I mean, this last round, to be honest, like, it was not really his fault at all. Like, when your teammates lose this type of 1v1 duels, it's just, you know, GG, well played. There's nothing better he could have done. Also, like, how did our teammates miss the enemy claw? She was on below the window and they didn't clear. Like, nah, this is a full team mistake. But to be honest, like, you know, you kind of lost this match. Like, how many mistakes you made on a defender side and on the attacker side as well. Like, selling 2 or 3 rounds, that's unacceptable. Like, basically, in this elo, every round matters. Not only to win the match, but also to preserve the mentality of your teammates and to make them continue fighting. I cannot believe, like, you know. I mean, this is still like platinum elo and stuff like that, but brother, clear the smoke, you know, clear the smokes, you know. Lacking Snoop Dogs in the team. Okay, overall, I think you fully understand what you can do a bit better. We have discussed all of the, you know, questions that you've asked me before this VOD review, and we covered every single topic from crosshair placement, utility usage, executes, map awareness. After this VOD review, I'm gonna send you some kind of an aim training routine and general training routine. Sorry, apologies. That you're gonna use to improve yourself for the next like 2 or 3 months. And then after 2 or 3 months, we'll see, you know, what type of effects this routine is gonna have on you. And I would heavily advise you to study the ranked playbook on my Discord server. I mean, you have the access to every single video for the Jett on every single map, and try to replicate these strategies a bit better, especially angle holding techniques and executes. Like, it's very easy to practice that. You know, deathmatch, custom server, unrated matches. I mean, as you're playing the ranked match, like, try to practice the stuff. Make a textual playbook for yourself and just repeat and practice. Other than that, that's it for this VOD review for now. Leave a like, comment, something, I don't know. Make sure to subscribe. Join my Discord server for coaching, for giveaways, for if you want to play in the maybe community custom games for Valorant points, maybe. All of these live VOD reviews are uploaded on my second YouTube channel as well. We currently did like 99. I mean, I uploaded 99, but I probably did like 200 of these reviews thus far. And make sure to follow me on Twitch because all of the VOD reviews and all of the good stuff is first done on Twitch and then uploaded on YouTube. Thank you for watching and see ya in the next one. Ba ba boo, ba ba ba.